All right, I'm out.
I'd rather have you say
What
today
the
is
hell was
Monday
that?
than say today is Friday or, give me a day ahead. I'd rather be prepared and go, oh, it's already Monday. Oh, wait a second. No, it's not Monday. I'm actually in a good mood now because it's Thursday. But there's nothing.
your
You don't know what you're talking
Friday.
about. But missing a day and saying it's Thursday when it's Wednesday, and then that sets you up for the entire week, and
What's
you can never
worse,
recover.
Thinking
Yes.
that today would be like the day. Wow. Let's say you think it's Thursday, but really it's Wednesday.
Yes,
that's
that
what I'm
sucks.
getting at.
That sucks. That's the worst.
Okay.
Yes.
Or waking up 2 minutes before your alarm.
Oh, thinking it's Thursday when it's Wednesday.
Not a chance. I don't think there's anything worse in the world.
I haven't had my alarm. I couldn't tell you the last time I actually had my alarm go off. My body clock is now just to one of those things where I'm just, up and whatnot. So I just turn the alarm off and I get out of bed. And
Bob
so,
in real life, 3:45.
Yep. Just, it's probably about 3:30 every morning. The body clock just goes off.
That's what happens to me, and then I just lay until it goes off.
And that's the worst feeling, though, because you start to drift back into that sleep, and then you start to get that good sleep for the last 20 minutes, and you don't want to wake up, and now you're dragging, and now you're slogging through the day because you hit that snooze button or whatever it was, and you went back to sleep, and you got in your warm bed and put those covers on, and you're sitting there like a little baby in the womb, and you're like, and then the alarm goes off 2 seconds later, and it's like, damn, I didn't recover. I didn't get enough good sleep. So now you gotta get up for that. But no, being Wednesday and everybody thinking it's Thursday, terrible. It's just such a buzzkill for me.
The 2 minute before the alarm, I think I'd rather do at least 10 things in my life than have to wake up. Because then it's just like, you're like, man, really? Like 2 minutes? Like it feels like an eternity that you just woke up to, but really you're like, because there's also the flip of it. The best part is when you wake up at like 12:15 thinking that it's like 3 o'clock and you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me actually last night. I rolled
perfect.
over and I looked at the clock and I went, did we set the clocks back in the middle of the night? Like, was this one of those days where we're setting the clock back? Because it's only whatever it was, 1 o'clock or whatever. I'm like, man, I felt like it was a lot later than that. But, man, I got a couple more hours right back to sleep, So
It's actually earlier, not later.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Yes. Get bent. So I was hoping we set the clock back or something because I'm like, yeah, this night just continues to go. This is nice.
So you have a question you
I do. We were sitting around last night, my wife and I, talking about, I don't know, we somehow got on the Oklahoma Sooner football team or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how that conversation came up. We were talking about she said like something sooner rather than later or something like that. I go, like the Oklahoma football team, the Sooners, right? Do you guys know how the Sooners got their name?
I do not.
By boomers?
No.
Oklahoma Sooners. So this has to go way back. Is it like similar to how like the 49ers got their name?
Kind of, yeah.
So it was probably like people that started to like move or like maybe like kind of come towards Oklahoma and they were here sooner than later?
Yeah, nailed it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
No, it's 100% what it was. Yeah, the land rush of Oklahoma opened on let's just use the date, September 1st, 1895, right? I don't know what date it opened.
That's nuts.
And days before, everybody would line up on the border to get ready. And so the people who because it was free land. And so the sooner you got there, the more land you could claim and get. Like, I thought this was common knowledge, quite honestly. It's again, nobody cares about history. Nobody pays attention to anything that goes on before they came out of the womb. And so they were all waiting there at the border. And when the borders opened, it was the land rush. And everybody, when the first people there were there sooner than everybody else. And so they were the Oklahoma Sooners, hence the name, the Oklahoma Sooners. And that's how they got their name. And so I just assumed everybody knew that.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And then, they're not the assumers, they're the Sooners.
That's right, exactly. And then we got into the Jay, and then my wife goes, well, the Jayhawk's just a mythical bird. I said, it's not a mythical bird at all.
They're Jayhawkers.
Right.
Goes back to the Civil War.
Goes back to the Civil War. And I said, which means why the Missouri Tigers are the Missouri Tigers. It's not just because they picked a nickname that everybody else had.
Well, what percentage would you give people in Kansas City that are diehard Chiefs fans that know the actual origin of the name?
2% probably.
Really? I would go higher.
You would go higher?
Yeah,
because I just don't think people care about history. Right?
Not a lot of people do.
No, they don't.
Well,
they don't.
They do, but they don't, if that makes sense. Like, they do, but they don't want to be taken back to like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Give me the Spark Note version.
Give
like,
me
instead of
right.
back in 1859, the Chiefs had this guy, and he was the mayor of the Kansas. Not 1859, but like, you just be like, he's named after a former mayor. And
right, Roe Bartle, they called him Chief, and that was it. They named the team after him. Okay, cool.
But there's people that like to give you every single detail throughout.
Yeah, right.
Like the best, like it's the way to describe like a bridesmaid speech or a maid of honor speech.
Right.
I don't need to know from birth to 25 now,
Right.
Shelly.
Yeah.
Just give me like the Spark Note version, where you met, how you met, what you are, cheers, adios.
Right, exactly.
But there are some things I do believe, though, that do merit a little bit of finer detail with history.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think so. We got into the Jayhawk Tiger conversation, and the Missouri Tigers are named after the people who raided Kansas. They were the Tigers going. That's what they call them. The Tigers going after the Jayhawkers, and so that's how the mascots and came to be. And so I was like giving my wife this history lesson last night, and I'm like, man, I thought for sure, like even if you didn't know like the name Sooner, right? That's not the Heat. That's not the Chiefs. It's not like a normal name. I would have thought over the years you'd look at that as a sports fan and go, why the hell are they called the Sooners? But I guess people don't look into why and understand how certain names come about, because I think when you see how certain name comes about, maybe you understand things a little bit better about that and get it and go, oh, okay, that's just not a nickname. That actually means something.
Well, that nickname in the story sucks, though. I mean, it's just like, honest, like, oh, sooner than later, really? Like, I literally had no idea. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, but
when Dusty said that, I was like, "That's two. Come on."
No, but that's what it was. But that's the whole story of that state.
Correct.
That's why that state became a state, because they had all of this land, and they said, okay, whoever gets there first gets it, and you can start on this day. And everybody literally lined up, and they've got this monument at the Bass Pro Shop in Oklahoma City where you can see it, right? But it's really it's a great like park that they've turned into this whole thing with how they actually did it. And the whistle blew, basically. The day came, and everybody flooded into Oklahoma and claimed their land. And generational land down in Oklahoma. And it's red dirt. You can't grow much on it. It's not that valuable, but even still, that's how they became the Oklahoma Sooners. And so I think it's cool to hear that, because you hear that name, you're like, why are they called the Sooners?
Yeah.
Why are the Royals called the Royals? Do you know that?
I actually don't.
God, how do you not know that?
Yeah, I know.
Well,
They're named after the American Royal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they stole the exact uniforms of the Dodgers.
That's right, because
Our away and home jerseys are exact replicas of the Los Angeles.
Yeah, Ewing Kauffman wanted to represent the best franchise in baseball and wanted to look like the best franchise in baseball. And to this day, they still are. And you've got your Los Angeles Dodger kind of combo with the Royals uniform. That's how they came up with the colors and the design and everything like that, because they're like, well, if we want to be the best, let's model the best. And so they decided we can't go with the pinstripes, obviously. So let's go with what the Los Angeles Dodgers, Brooklyn Dodgers have and do that kind of thing. So, yeah, there's history and there's stories behind all of this kind of stuff as to how these teams ultimately got their name, how they ended up where they are. The college stories are really cool as well. I don't know why K-State's the Wildcat. I have no idea. I've never delved into that one, but I just assume because it's the Wildcat. But I don't know.
Because every man is a Wildcat.
Every man is a Wildcat, right? I do know that the Power Cat was developed by Bill Snyder, and so that was kind of cool to see that kind of take full effect and change the whole kind of view of what K-State was. But so that's all. I just wanted to ask you guys if you knew, because I was talking to my wife and I was like surprised that she didn't know about the Oklahoma Sooners, but I'm sure nobody knows about that.
Well, I mean, she went to Pitt State. She's lived around here her whole
I
life.
know,
Oklahoma's not really anything that probably tickles her fancy.
Yeah, but I mean, you grew up in the Big Eight, and you hear the name all the time. Like, why are they like Iowa State, the Cyclones? I'm guessing they're the Cyclones because there's a lot of tornadoes in this area of the country.
Somebody in the text line says, "Bob, will this be on the final?"
It
this
will
year?
be. Yes,
Okay.
yes, it will be. So you take your notes. It will be a little bit later on in the day. So yes,
There you go. Yeah, it's yeah.
K-State was briefly the Farmers in 1917.
See, you can't go with that mascot. That's terrible. Yeah, you got to get out of that
They're
fast.
the Farmers?
The Farmers?
Yeah, but they
That'd be
adopted
kinda
the
sick.
Wildcats in 1915. Then they went to the Farmers in 1917. They went back to the Wildcats.
Yeah.
How many years
Well, they
ago?
were an ag school at one point,
Introduced by John Chief Bender. He wanted it to represent the team's fighting spirit, often referencing the native bobcat.
Okay.
Anyways. Yeah, history story, because
Mac does not know what the American Royal was, Bob. It's KC. That's parade, right? Celebration parade.
The
Kansas City?
American Royal is a group of people who put on the cow shows, the horse shows, the American Royal barbecue, and it basically
it became the barbecue.
Well, that's their fundraiser.
but like it was the trading of cattle. Or like the parading of like prized meat. Like, well, it's going to be meat.
Yeah, well, it's going to be meat. And they did used to have a parade.
To Jay Rieger and do the tour.
And they used to,
I love that.
And they used to have a parade. I don't think they still have the American Royal Parade anymore, but it used to be like a pretty big deal, like a debutante ball.
Did you know that Disney World was started in Kansas City called Electric Park?
Hello, America.
And Walt Disney's from where?
That's right.
Yeah, so, no, history's fun. Sports history's great. You know why the Denver Nuggets are called the Denver Nuggets, right? Because they sell nug weed in Denver.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They're not called the, Denver Reg. They're not the Denver Swag.
Denver Dimebag.
They're not the Denver Mids. That's he's really showing how much of a degenerate he was in high school and college.
But yeah, those are all like, named after the area, the Broncos, the Nuggets, the Avs, and whatever else they have out there, the Rockies. They're named the Rockies. You know why they're called the Rockies? Because of the mountains.
Mountains. There we go.
That's exactly
Don't overthink
right.
that one.
You do not have to overthink that at all.
We'll get a break on this message from the text line. This opener is why I love this show. Great stuff. And tell the Talk Sports boomers to piss off. I promise you we'll get into sports on the other side because I'm telling you this. I'm a hockey guy. Deal with it. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Every Hardee's is closed.
Well, that's done.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 are ready to help you make your business better. And they're going to do it with business partners and their customers and everybody in the area. And there's absolutely no cost to become a partner contractor with Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. If you're an HVAC contractor, they'll provide a flexible workforce for your project demands, timelines, and economic conditions. The Sheet Metal Workers will help adjust the size, skills, and deployment of your workforce to maximize effectiveness during times when you need it the most, giving you the power to bid every project that suits your business model. They provide the best trained manpower specifically for the HVAC industry, along with training for your current employees, and Local 2 has spent over 137 years developing relationships right here in Kansas City. And there's no downside. It's completely free with zero obligation. Just straightforward information on how they can help you grow your business and profit margins. Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. We're an old union with a new perspective on business. Learn more at sheetmetal2.org.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
On the Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back at it on Thursday here on 96.5 The Fan. 2/26/26 is the date today.
2/26/26. That's
right.
cool.
Yep. I don't know why that stuck in my head this morning looking at my watch, but I came into the Mac studio and I just started saying 226, 26, 226, 26, 26.
Yeah, it was like
annoying.
A verbal stem just attacked him and he just couldn't stop. It was pretty crazy.
Well, I'll take you one step further. Last night, the Yankees announced that they're retiring CC Sabathia's
There we
number,
go.
right?
Yeah.
Which is, right?
No,
Like,
it doesn't need to be.
right?
No.
So he's number 52, right? And they're retiring it on 9/26/26. So 26 plus 26 is 52. There you go. Now, I don't know if they thought of that, but I immediately did. I went right to that because I'm like, CC Sabathia was like, he's in the Hall of Fame. I get that. But, like, I don't know. I just think of, like Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth when you're a Yankee, not like CC Sabathia, who
Everybody gets a trophy these
I know.
days.
It was a weird one for me yesterday. Like, man.
He even won a World Series with the Yankees?
He did, yeah, he did.
09 he was on the team?
Yeah, I think
That's fair.
I think it was 09. So that would have been the only one that he would have had an opportunity, I believe, to win. But I mean, I better check that. I don't know if he was on that 09 team now, Dusty. That's the last time they won a World Series. So he may not have been a world champion with the Yankees.
So I'm going to say, yeah, I think he probably was because Yankees was his last stop. Wasn't
Yeah, yeah.
It was Cleveland, Milwaukee, New York. Yeah, no. What? Retiring his number is not.
It was his first year on the team.
09 was?
Shocker.
Okay.
Look up his last year in Cleveland and his first year in Milwaukee, and then look up his offensive numbers. Dude could rake at the plate, could hit bombs.
He could, yeah.
He was also hammered playing loose, too. He was like the John Daly of baseball.
Not anymore, though.
No,
Yeah.
he's not. He's cleaned himself up a little bit, which is good to see. But so big hockey guy, right?
Mhm.
Went to the Mavericks game last night.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Cool.
A lot colder than I would imagine.
It's very cold.
I knew
Yeah.
it was going to be cold or chilly because of ice, but man, like even when we had a nice little suite because my buddy's niece sang at the end of the first period, so like the first intermission. By the way, intermission's too long.
That's I was going to say
That's
that.
tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you've never been to a hockey game, having two 15-minute halftimes
tough,
is,
dude.
It can be a lot.
It
should
is.
be like 10.
Especially at a minor league game.
At a
It
minor
feels-
league game,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
Maloney
yeah.
shows up to our suite, kicks the door open, American hockey jersey on,
Yes.
bucket hat
Hello, America.
that literally says Maloney,
Yeah.
and goes, dude, no one in the room, no one, except my other buddy that's met Rob, knows who this is. And these are like children. Like there's crumble cookie, chicken strips, corn dogs, and sliders. And we're watching this whole thing go down, and I'm like, "Hey, Rob, let's go get a beer somewhere." Like I was like, "I don't think these people know who you are."
Usher this man out.
It was
that.
like, "Here comes your party surprise."
Yeah.
Wrong. It's like the Kool-Aid guy,
Yeah,
right?
the wrong
Oh,
suite.
Sorry. But it was great to see Rob. He was decked out. I had a blast. I'll be like, we had so much time. We talked for like literally 15 minutes and didn't miss a thing. Mavericks were up 3-1 by the time we left for the second period, but.
I'll tell you. So that was
It's
your
too
first
long.
hockey experience?
No.
Okay.
That was just like my first like pay attention
Pay
experience.
attention experience.
And
right.
I was just sitting there and I'm like, man, we still aren't back from intermission. Like they've had the Chuck-a-Puck, they've had the Zambonis come out.
It is long. Like so,
they had a rehearsal song.
Yeah,
Like,
like when we were kids and went to Devil games at the Meadowlands, right? So, your kids 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, whatever it is, and you're going to these games. Intermission, I want to say, and I could be completely wrong about this, I want to say back in those days it was a 20-minute intermission, okay? I don't know if that is truly the case or not. I could be wrong about that. But when you're a kid, everything seems a lot longer. But what was cool about the Meadowlands back then, they had like a way that you could walk around the top of the arena all the way around. So as kids, we just all used to run around the top row of the Meadowlands as the the puck was doing whatever it was that it was doing and whatnot. So that was one of those things that we always used to do because it's very long for kids. But when the game's going on, there's really no stoppage in action. It just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. And so I think that's the cool thing about it is like there is that 15-minute intermission, but when they're playing, they are playing the entire time.
is every level of hockey, do the refs get their own little like free skate?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, it is awesome.
Before the period starts? Yeah, you have to get loose.
Do they have to do they have to sharpen the ice up for the hot? Because I mean, it had me in like a ball of laughter the first time. I was like, oh, they're coming out. Oh, okay. And they're like speed skating.
Yeah, the referees. They're great.
They're chunking ice and they're doing the splits almost to get loose. I'm like, they get like it's like when the lifeguard says adult swim only.
Yeah.
Here come the referees, and then here come both
well,
teams.
The NBA games, you see the referees sometimes running up and down the court and getting ready. But you got to be in shape to do that. I mean, you're skating with those dudes out there who are the best in the world. You better be able to get out there and kind of compete with those guys. And I would think a lot of the referees in hockey are former players anyway that got to a certain level and couldn't.
Oh, for sure.
Because you just can't say, I'm going to be a hockey ref. Well, you got to learn how to skate first. I mean,
efficiently.
And efficiently and probably more than efficiently.
Also know the rules.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
I will skate as well as those guys almost.
Yeah.
Well, it's like caddies are almost better at golf than the golfer. They can't handle the pressure.
Yeah.
But it's like most of the time, like you don't hear about it. Like if they did a tournament of caddies, it'd be amazing who you would see like, wow, that guy's really effing good.
Yeah, right.
Now, not all of them are. Some of them are just like their buddy that like talks to them and that's what they need because golfers are just different mentally. It's like a pitcher, but like to the extreme where like some golfers might just want a guy that tells them like, hey man, your 150 shot is this. Where another guy might be like, dude, this is cool. You're like, yeah, it is cool. And it's like, yeah, remember when we were 6 and we thought about it? And it's like, that's what they need. They just need somebody to like distract them. But either way, we get back into hockey a little bit because gold medalist Jack Hughes.
That was awesome. I was watching the game last night with the Devils, 6 o'clock. I'm like, all right, let's see what's going to happen. They knocked it out of the park.
I'm so proud and I'm so happy that the men's and women's USA hockey teams brought gold medals back to the United States of America.
Hello, America.
You guys are making me emotional, but I'm so proud to represent the New Jersey Devils organization. And I'm so proud to represent the great state of New Jersey. So proud. From the bottom of my heart, all my teammates, USA teammates, we just want to thank you guys for all the love and the support. We feel it. Thank you.
Devils would lose 2-1
to
Buffalo Sabres. But either way, I don't think what anybody cared about last night in that arena.
No.
They went to see one, and it will fizzle out as now it's on TV. As we
Correct,
speak.
yes.
But like it will fizzle out, but that's like still the new of the moment. And so it's cool to see that like I guess this is why to me like winning gold is great because the guys that Jack Hughes brought out, they could have fought later that night.
Yes.
4 days ago, not a chance. But yet it's all in the sport, yet all in the country, and it's two different things. His voice cracks me up, too, because he just seems like a shy guy, but not a chance to see a shy guy. He's a freaking hockey player, man. Like, those guys are they're insane, but it's cool to see the hangover effect of the moment. Like, I would assume by the weekend it'll be gone. Hell, by today it's probably gone.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see, they have past members out. They do all this stuff. It goes all over social media. It's good to see that it wasn't just a Sunday thing and then it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. And I wonder if we're going to talk about this team like we've done since 1980 about that hockey team. And
every 4 years?
Maybe, but like that 1980 team is always going to be live in infamy as the greatest American sports team of all time. Like nothing will ever top those guys. And because they were amateurs, beat the Russians, the whole 9 yards, everybody knows the story of what that was. And sports at that time was a lot simpler than it is now. And everybody's a lot busier. And there's so much more to do and consume in life than just, turning on the game at night. And so I think for a lot of people, that 1980 team, I don't think this team, I don't think any team will ever be up to that 1980 team just because of what was in store and what they were able to do and what they were able to accomplish. And the world was a lot different then. I think we were more sports fans back then, right, than we are today. I think we're sports fans for our teams in our moments, and it's not the world love that we had back in 1980. But again, things change, things move on. But watching that game last night was really cool. The beginning, they played the goal, obviously. The whole crowd in jerseys chanting USA, USA, I mean, and you get goosebumps. And then Jack Hughes comes out, and he's doing his thing, and you can hear him get a little emotional and kind of cry a little bit. Announcing and giving praise to the women's team was awesome. And
still no tooth.
No, but that's where I'm going with this. He kept kind of covering his mouth, like you could tell he was like, all right, enough of this kind of look. It's time to. He was self-conscious as the and
Sure.
anybody would be, in that situation. I'm wondering if he is going to get it fixed. I think he probably is going to get it fixed. And that's where I was going to go with that. Yeah, you're too good looking of a kid to not have that fixed. You're not a hockey goon. You're a star
but he
in
could
the
also
United
be a
States.
good-looking dude with a hockey tooth.
Could be. I mean, Strahan never got his fixed.
Yeah.
You know, he never got his fixed. Yeah, he could have had braces and, tightened that thing up a little bit, but that ended up being his calling card, and it worked.
Anthony Davis never got it plucked.
That's exactly right. And Strahan played in the same damn parking lot for the most part as Jack Hughes is playing in right now. Now they moved down the street to Newark a little bit, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
such a random thing to go off on a side tangent with, but why wouldn't you? That's a random thing to flex is the unibrow.
Well, yeah, now he's made money off of it.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But imagine being an 18-year-old at Kentucky and you're the best player in the country. And it's dude, hear me out. Okay. Jordan, tongue, right? Kobe, the gnarly little, whatever, the growl, cool, right?
Yeah.
Here's what I got for you. You should do a unibrow. Wait, what? Dude, they'll call you the brow. It'll catch on and it'll be great. Michael Strahan, the tooth thing, whatever. Braces suck, dude. They're horrible, right? And could unibrow?
That's an easy fix. That's a little hot wax and a ripoff, man.
Oh, yeah.
I get mine waxed every third Tuesday. I mean, it's not that hard.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't want that
I just think
there.
the razor.
You don't. No, then it grows back and all that kind of stuff. And, so I don't know. Who the hell wants a unibrow?
Every third Tuesday. Okay.
Yep.
Waxing brows and waxing ass in the same day.
I just want to win, Jen.
Do you guys think I overhyped Cags or that I thought I saw something more than other people did? Because I saw 460-foot bombs and 120 bat speed. Not true. 115 off the bat. A lot of that. I'm giving you guys an option if you want a version of Cags, but a pitcher. And that's the right-hander for the Royals named Kendry Chirio. You want your Estevez heart to stop beating so fast?
Yeah.
Let the kid go.
17?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I don't care.
1738. Why not? Yeah. He's blitzed through the DSL, the ACL, and pitched a playoff game in low A. ACL is no injury. It's a league.
Right.
Look, baseball is not going to put this kid in the league anytime soon. But I don't know that to be a fact. Because to me, the reason why I had the theory of Cags being great, strong, to be ready, I should say, and to see him in the pros is because I personally believe that if you're consistently winning in your area, you need to keep challenging yourself. And if you're still going through ranks and getting those things done and showing that you can belong, and not only belong, but dominate, there's no reason for you to be down there. And I think baseball has started to kind of show this. We've said baseball's been in a renaissance. You watch all those kids that were drafted out of college last year, 2 years ago, and played in the league. You look at Roman Anthony's, Jack Caglione's, what's the kid from the Cincinnati Burns? All these guys that got drafted and then all of a sudden are in the league. And we're talking about this kid from the Pittsburgh Pirates who's an absolute bona fide stud, dude. Yep. And he's 19.
19 years old.
And
Hunter Griffin.
And his card is off the charts.
I imagine it's probably he's the number one prospect in baseball right now.
It was a huge chase last year, so people saw it coming. And you think about this kid who's throwing 96, 97, again, only 17 years old, but there's not that much telling me that if he's 19 and still doing this, and at that point he's in AAA, there's no reason to have him in the minor leagues and put him on the big stage and let him close. Then who knows? Maybe he's your next ace in your future.
Maybe he is, and maybe you start a kid at 17 or 18 in the big leagues, and maybe
three leagues.
Yeah, I know
three leagues. Yeah. At the age, basically the age of your daughter.
Right, exactly. It's true. Yeah, a year older than my oldest child, and I'm thinking would she be mentally ready to play in the major leagues? Probably not. But who is? Right. But this kid obviously is doing what he needs to do, and he's not just impressing Royals people. I remember when they signed him, I heard from a lot of people, scouts around baseball, go, man, the Royals got a good one here. This is a really nice pickup. Nice signing by the Royals. Nice job by the Royals. He's really good. All high praise for this kid around baseball. So it's not just us that's looking at a couple of spring training games. I want to make that clear for people to go, spring training, what do you know? No, as soon as the Royals signed this kid, my phone blew up and people all over baseball go, damn, the Royals got a nice one here. So that's an impressive one. But if he's ready to go, you're ready to go. I don't think there has to be an age limit, right? And I don't think there has to be a certain amount of time that you need to spend down in the minor leagues. It needs to be on a case-by-case basis. And I know a lot of folks in baseball are like, oh, we got rid of all of these teams, and the minor leagues are only 4 teams. That's good. That rushes guys up to the big league level and finds out sooner rather than later whether or not they can play. You've got 7 or 8 minor league teams. You're just kind of storing guys and wasting time, I think. So I think with the reduction of the minor league teams, that has led to a faster track to the big league level. And so if this kid Churio's ready to go, the hell with it. Let's go. Let's bring him up and see what he can do. But this Connor Griffin kid, who is the number 1 prospect in baseball, had his first spring game the other day, hit 2 home runs in his first 2 at-bats. And you're thinking about the Pittsburgh Pirates guys. That could be a sleeper team. They've actually spent some money this offseason, and they're trying to do things to show Skeens that they are a legitimate organization. What would show them that they're a legitimate organization is bringing up Connor Griffin and making him the starting shortstop on opening day. He hit 300 over 3 levels of the minors last year. Every level he went to, he hit over 300. Fast track through the minor leagues as well. Fans want to see these young kids play. And how cool would it be for Paul Skeens to finally get his running mate in Pittsburgh? That's good for baseball, because if he gets his running mate in Pittsburgh and is happy there, then maybe he decides to stay in Pittsburgh. We laugh, but we don't know what the new, Major League Baseball Players Association agreement's going to look like, the labor deal. We don't know how that's going to play out.
Where's his future wife from?
Well, yeah, that's true. But, maybe we get to a point in baseball where, we don't see guys jumping from team to team anymore, and they do get some kind of labor deal done. Yeah, I know you're laughing. I'm kind of laughing inside as I say it. But at least for the time being, Pittsburgh fans can say, we got ourselves a shortstop, and we've got ourselves an ace pitcher. And they may have the best pitcher-shortstop combination right now in all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, where did Garrett Cole start his career?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Churio also, it's not a crazy 96, 97. He's very accurate. 5 batters walked in 51.1 innings pitched last season. So, I mean, he's dialed in.
Yeah, I would just get him I would start him through the ranks. Like, I'd get him in A, I'd get him and see if he's got that, then get him up there to AA and do all that sort of stuff. And then if he is a 19-year-old kid like this, Connor Griffin kid is. But I do want to ask you this, because doesn't doing what you're asking the Pittsburgh Pirates do go against what you saw the Royals do? With Caglione?
I didn't think Cags was ready, and
you think this kid is?
I do. Yeah,
so he had 2 home runs in one game.
No, he hit over 300 in 3 different levels of the minor leagues last year. He progressed through the minors, went to 3 different levels in the minor leagues, hit over 300 at all of those levels. So I think that's a kid that is ready to come up to the big league level. I didn't think Cags was ready, and I didn't think the Royals were ready for Cags, and we saw that.
I thought your theory on Cags coming up, you were upset with it because you didn't want him to be the savior of the franchise.
That's right. I don't think this kid will be the savior of the franchise.
That's kind of what you just said.
No, I think Paul Skeens is that guy, and I think he could have a running mate with him. I didn't think Cags was ready at all last year. I think the organization majorly failed Jack Caglione, and I'll say that till I go to my grave. They brought him up because of the mistakes that they made. They didn't bring Jack Caglione up because it was the right time. They brought him up because they made so many mistakes they had to backfill with Jack Caglione. I don't think that's the case with the Pittsburgh Steelers and this kid. I think this kid right now, Pittsburgh Pirates and this kid, I think this kid has progressed nicely through the minor leagues and is ready to come up to the big league level. So we'll see what they do. I think for a team like Pittsburgh, you got an opportunity to grab your fan base too and really excite your fan base to have this kid at the big league level. I mean, like, you think about the NFL and watching rookies, like, we expect rookies to come into the NFL and star. Like, if Jeremiah Love is drafted by the Chiefs, there's let's see what he can do in the minor league.
1,000 yards.
Go out there and run.
1,000 yards.
And score touchdowns and do it against guys who have been in the league for a long period of time, right? In baseball, hang out in the minor leagues for 6 years, and we'll see you later,
Going to be a 27-year-old rookie of the year.
Football careers are over before these minor leaguers ever get to the show, It's crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, that's what I do love that baseball is actually doing, because that was the one thing that I hated about when the Royals drafted Butler and Alex Gordon.
Yeah.
It's like, my dad was like, well, unfortunately, man, you're going to have to wait until they get to 22, 23, because they're drafting, not, right out of college or high school for Butler. And obviously Gordon went to Nebraska. I was like, man, we got to wait 3 years for this guy. It's like, yeah, but he's going to be awesome.
Is he, though? Yeah.
Right.
How many of them are awesome? Because I remember the day Billy Butler was drafted, and the next day he was out at Kauffman Stadium as that high school kid. And I remember looking at him going, man, this is kind of cool. When are we going to see this guy? And it was, Dusty. It was like 6 years later you finally saw Billy Butler. But that was because they also had short season teams, rookie league teams, all these teams that you don't need anymore that were basically places to store talent, so general managers could tell their owners, we've got talent in the pipeline. And now they don't really have much of a pipeline anymore. And I know the baseball people don't like that, but I do, because it fast tracks guys up to the big league, and you find out sooner rather than later whether or not somebody can play.
By the way, Caglione in AA and AAA, 337 and 357, and then got called up last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he was hitting the ball in minor leagues too, and he had 20 home runs, 25 actually in those 2 years total. I hope Connor Griffin works out. I've got a couple of his cards in my closet. So bring this up because we talk about making moves either too soon or too late. Is there a move that you guys have in Chiefs history that you or Royals history or college, whatever, maybe, I don't know, that you would go back and change?
Yeah, I mean, I look at this because Mike Dana, was released, and I loved Mike Dana.
And we saw Andrew Wiley get signed at the 2-year right tackle.
Yep.
Might be okay here if we had him, and we'd have to worry about that because that's a guy you don't think about until you think about it. Is that right? Like, is that fair? Like, you see, get signed 2-year deal. Also went over there, Andrew Wiley. You're like, man, you know what? Honestly, didn't want to give him that money,
right?
But man, I'd rather give him that money than Jalen Moore.
But how much different is the offensive line if you have Wiley here, right? I mean, the butterfly effect of allowing him to walk away. We talked about that with some other players as well. But yeah, the Wiley one, I mean, the Chiefs could look back at that Wiley one and be like, man, we really let a good player get away. And if we just had him, we could have had stability, along that offensive line. It may not have been sexy, but it would have been at least some stability along that offensive line. Brent Rooker, the one that got away for the Royals with me. But I think that Wiley, you look back and you start to think a little bit, man, I wish we still had him here because of what's happened since he's been gone. Because kind of since he's been gone, it's been a rotating just cast of characters. I know. I was waiting for that. I was going to break into song as well.
For the first time.
Yeah. So, but that's where it is, though. I mean, he's a guy that you look back on, you're like, damn, man, he would have been a really nice player here and was a good player here, and that's why he got paid, to leave and go. And congratulations to him. But if you could do that one all over again, maybe Wiley becomes just your swing guy that can play just about every position along your offensive line. And then, as you mentioned, the Redskins re-signed the guy, didn't even let him get to free agency.
Bob, it's Commanders.
Oh, that's right, my bad.
And you better call them the Guardians. Brent Rooker's wild to me that's the one guy that got away for the Royals. Oh, recently, sorry.
Recently.
I was like, I'm going in my head. I'm like, Beltran, Damon died.
Yeah, no, recently. Yeah.
I think it's Justin Reed.
That's a great call by you. Yeah, it's a great call by you.
I mean, we've hit it a little bit of times on the air of like the leadership because I know I'm seeing Mac's name and it's kind of the same narrative. And I don't want to keep the whole microphone for this segment, but man, just like seeing that last year, and then after the games, like we heard Spags talking about Jaden Hicks, and he's like, well, I thought it was going to develop better than it was, and maybe we need to reevaluate that. And you're like, because if you didn't have that, developed, and maybe Justin Reed was Jaden Hicks's like crutch. Maybe that was the guy. He's like, he knows he's there. He doesn't worry about it. Then it's like once he's gone, it's like the math test. The paper flipped over, and you're like, I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys were like that, quite honestly.
And maybe that's Brian Cook. I don't know. I mean, Brian Cook's going to get paid by somebody. Like,
a lot of people get some.
Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, they're going to go get him. I'm not saying he's got to wait around. Somebody will go and just be like, hey, we'll take Brian Cook as our safety. Chicago, I think, because they need some help.
Really? Okay.
I've heard a lot of Chicago Bears interest in Brian
him
Cook.
And Brisker would be
Who's
really good.
Who's playing safety for us next year?
Yeah, right now no one.
That's
the kid from Ohio State.
That's right. Yeah,
Caleb Downs.
That would be
awesome.
Would be fantastic if they were able to get Caleb
Still
Downs.
would need other safeties. You'd still need to that's how barren this roster is.
Who got released yesterday at the safety position in Tennessee? Drawing a blank. Their safety. They just released him yesterday. I don't know if that. I can't remember the guy's name.
If you could go back last year and have which guy on the team, would you go Justin Reed or Joe Tooney?
Justin Reed.
Okay.
Yeah, Justin Reed, no question for
Reed.
me.
Yeah. No, actually, Reed for sure. Really excited about the development of Kingsley, and that offensive line needed to get younger. That was a good move. The Tooney, Chiefs Twitter still really pissed because they saw how great Joe Tooney was going to play. Great. That wasn't the question. Joe Tooney was not falling off. Right. Yes, he's might be a Hall of Famer at left guard. He's never
he is.
Yeah, I say might because it's left guard. He's never not won his division. He's won 5 Super Bowls now. I mean, Joe Tooney's He's one of the
most decorated NFL players, quite honestly.
He's a stud. He's incredible. Justin Reed, right? Yeah, that's the one we've talked about. I would say Willie Gay. Yeah,
that's an interesting one.
I loved Willie Gay. I loved his play style. I thought he brought energy. We saw what he did on the sideline with starting dances, getting the crowd hyped up. But he was good in pass coverage. He's faster from sideline to sideline. I just felt like he was better in zone than Nick Bolton is. And yeah, man, I don't know. Nick Bolton just kind of irks me a lot of the time. I really liked Willie Gay.
Yeah, I liked Willie Gay a lot as well.
He closed better than anybody else did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. boom, right there.
Yeah.
I liked his athleticism.
Yeah, and so you get to a situation now where you start to look back at some of these moves that were made, and you're like, damn, like the Willie Gay one, maybe you keep him around another year. The Justin Reed one is ultimately the one that Dusty mentioned. That's the one that I think you look back on and say, man, that was the one that got away. That really was the guy that got away, because I don't think ultimately, guys, they factored in all the intangibles that Justin Reed brought to the table, from being the leader, from being the guy out there that could set everybody up, the guy that took charge. They didn't have that on the defensive side of the football. And so I think Justin Reed, man, that loss right there, that is a killer for this organization. They're going to have to find somebody at that safety position that's going to step up and be the same type of leader that we saw in Tyrann Mathieu and Justin Reed. I think it's imperative for this defense.
Xavier Woods was who.
Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah,
yes.
Give me your thoughts on him.
He's all right. Yeah, I don't know how good he played last season because he was on the Titans, but I remember him when he got drafted by the Panthers. Yeah, he's got to be near 30.
Yeah,
now.
he's got to be old. So, yeah.
So maybe not.
Xavier Woods. I do remember that name now that you mention it.
Tooney, Reed, Justin Watson from the 913.
Justin Watson is an interesting one, yeah.
Tyreek Hill's not on the name on the list?
Yeah, no Tyreek Hill text.
Yeah.
I think people are just over him, man.
Justin Houston, Jared Allen, to go back a little further.
And they got a lot for Jared Allen. I mean, they got Brandon Albert. They got Jamal Charles because of the Jared Allen trade. That was a good trade for the Chiefs.
Yeah. I just would have loved to see Jared Allen finish his career here. Just 69 hog tie sacks.
So good.
Ripped his pants at his Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but they weren't ready for winning at that time, to sign him to that kind of deal.
And he was still having character issues, correct?
A little bit, yeah. He had a bar that lasted for 2 minutes here in Kansas City.
He sobered up while he was in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
When he was on Hard Knocks, he was like, I'll do it, no duels. And the guy's like, seriously? He's like, yeah, seriously. And the guy's like, oh, okay, sorry, dude. Coming up, we take you back in time and we talk running backs. Why? Because we can. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying it's time for you to feel better right now. That's right. And I'm not the only one saying that. 40,000 people have called QC Kinetics and said, you know what? I'm calling you guys instead of dealing with surgery. I'm calling you guys instead of putting my life on hold. I'm calling you guys so I don't have to deal with all of that stuff that goes in with replacing a hip or a knee or anything like that. 40,000 people found relief at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in cellular level treatments that revitalize your joint tissue naturally. Patients who thought surgery was the only answer are getting their lives back thanks to QC Kinetics advanced regenerative treatments. And QC Kinetics uses safe, natural treatments to activate your body's healing power with zero downtime. So get started now to ease inflammation and slow that progression of arthritis. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Spring savings start early at Lowe's. Get a Cobalt 24-volt max leaf blower for just $99. It's powerful, lightweight, and ready to go. Plus, get 4 bags of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil for just $10. Don't wait. Get everything you need to start on your spring projects today. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/4. Soil offer excludes Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
J. Rieger & Co. Oh, so good. Quality crafted in Kansas City. J. Rieger & Co. Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Winner of Best Craft Bourbon at the 2025 Ascot Awards. At 90 proof, it's rich, well-balanced, and oh, so good. Quality crafted in Kansas City.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Heading towards downtown, 29 southbound, starts to slow at Armour. It gets heavier crossing the bridge, stays very slow into the downtown loop with an accident at 9th Street blocking the left lane. Another problem earlier at I-70, still has that exit blocked to go eastbound. Northland 35 southbound, slow around 152 with an accident. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back at it here on 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe, Dusty, and Mac with you all on a Thursday morning. Tomorrow, just Mac and I. Bob will be out of the office, but everybody back next week on Monday, as it will be March by then. February just doesn't exist.
I mean, my God, done.
Well, I mean, how great was yesterday's weather? I mean, it didn't even feel like February, so get bent. February. It's
There were more days above 60 in February than days below 60 in February this year. That's insane to me. That's incredibly insane. And I just hope the winter weather doesn't hit us like April, when we're done, with winter, and then they go, February was great. We owe you a payback, baby.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at your 10-day forecast, starting Sunday all the way until to the next Saturday of that next week, it's pretty terrible. Weather's not terrible, but it's just full of rain and mix and all that. So at least the grass will be fed plenty. So you went down, I'm sure, a rabbit hole here. This is from Vinny's Corner on X. It says, who was your favorite NFL running back when you were 12? He says, I'll start Rodney Hampton.
That was a good one. Yeah, that was about 14 for me, so I had to X him off the list. But I thought this is a cool generational topic to see, who are running backs. We're Mac in his 20s, Dusty's in his 30s, I'm in my 40s. We're all closer to 30, 40, and 50 than we are to 20, 30, and 40 now. So I was thinking about it yesterday when I was 12. It would have been Joe Morris or Otis Anderson, O.J. Anderson at the time. For the Giants. Loved both of those running backs. No, that's O.J. Simpson. I was not a fan of his, no. So those are the two that I loved when I was a kid growing up watching those two guys play. Otis Anderson delivered the greatest forearm I've ever seen. Super Bowl 25. Look it up. You won't find one better.
So when I was 12, it was 1999. And I'll take 99 and 2000. And the running back that I loved because he came out of Miami was Edgerrin James.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And he was an absolute stud. Like, I think he ran for 3,000 yards in 99 and 2,000 combined. Like, I think he had like 1,400 and 1,700. Something like that. It was crazy. Marshall Faulk is in there as well. And then the other one is Eddie George.
Oh, Eddie George is a good one, too.
Except Madden did Eddie George bad because Eddie George had like 1,700 rushing yards. This is a crazy stat about Eddie George. When they went to the Super Bowl, he had 439 rushing yards in the playoffs.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Put him on the cover of Madden. Never saw
again.
Eddie George again.
Never saw him again.
The OG Madden curse was Eddie George.
Never saw him again. But again, that's a running back in the NFL. They have 3 or 4 years of shelf life, and they're gone.
Yeah, he was like 27, 28 once we never saw him really do anything well again. But yeah, that era when I was 12, I mean, these are the Chiefs running backs at the time, Tony Richardson and Kimball Anderson.
Yeah.
And then Priest would come around in 2001 and kind of get thrown into the mix halfway through. And finally, Tony Richardson went up to the coach like, hey, why am I running the ball when this guy's here? And I'll block for him and be fast, and you'll see something you've never seen before. And he said, all right, we'll try it out. Rest is history. So I wish I was 12 when Priest was balling, but I was about 14, 15 when that happened. But yeah, Marshall Faulk, Edgerrin James, and Eddie George. I know where two of those guys went to college. I don't know where Marshall Faulk went.
Marshall Faulk went to San Diego State.
Nice.
Yeah, a couple Marshall Faulk texts. Marcus Allen, Christian Okoye.
Some older people then,
Terrell Davis.
Yeah.
Who?
That was in like 97. That was like 97, 98 was like Terrell Davis.
Oh, Terrell Davis.
Yeah.
I was like 9. I was like 10-ish.
So it's right there. Barry Sanders.
It's a good one too. Yeah.
Dave Meggett.
Yeah, Dave Meggett's in jail. I mean, come on. Like, that's your favorite running back back then?
Is that just a... Okay.
Well, I mean, he had a couple of cool returns for touchdowns and was kind of a scat back guy. But, it was fun to watch, but I wouldn't say... Yeah.
You wouldn't, but maybe that guy would.
But
Ricky Williams?
Who?
Ricky Williams?
Okay, now we're trolling.
No, what? He was awesome. I loved Ricky Williams.
Emmett Smith, Larry Johnson. Couple of mine here. Jamal Charles.
Yeah.
Would be a couple
Oh,
of
that was
texts
to say, I wonder, you were 12 when Jamal was balling?
Yep, 2010. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's because I was just looking up to make sure. That's when he had 1,400 yards. When he exploded, I think he got drafted in 08. So, that would have been mine. Adrian Peterson.
That's another good one, too.
Yeah, he was
Chris Johnson?
Yeah, I liked Chris Johnson a lot. No, he's fine. I mean, he's after he got shot or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, he's recovered, I believe. Yes. CJ2K, absolutely.
He was sick.
I think, the Marshawn Lynch beast mode was when I was probably older. He was in the league, but I don't think the Seahawks explosion probably happened until I was 16 or so.
And he was probably in the league for 4 years, and you didn't even know it, just playing for Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo. Yeah. LT, Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush was young. I was older when he was in the NFL, but
Reggie Bush is the first college athlete that I ever saw get welcomed to the league. Ever. And I know I've seen more since, and I'll see more the rest of my life, but that was the first. I watched every USC game. A, because I could con my dad into let me stay up late. And 2, it was amazing to watch Reggie Bush in college football. And 3, that was when they had the great NCAA game where Reggie Bush was Bo Jackson of Tecmo Bowl. You just threw tosses and let him go, and no one stopped him.
That USC team was insane.
Yeah.
They were awesome. That was fun.
You ever want to have a fun time in a slow sports season? Go watch Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush versus Vince Young and Jamal Charles.
Man, what a great football game.
You didn't even know Jamal Charles was on the team when you watched that game probably live, and then all of a sudden you go back like, oh, that is him. Okay. Not the featured back, I don't think, but he's in the game, and you're like, that is Jamal Charles, the track star at Texas that became.
Who was the running back that he ran with down there? Because Ricky had already gone, and obviously Priest was already gone, but they did have somebody else that was running with Jamal
Cedric
down
Benson?
there.
He is passed.
That may have been after him.
Cedric's dead.
Yeah,
I did not know that. No.
Yeah, he passed away recently.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, dude.
It may have been Cedric Benson.
It
may
sounds right.
have been, yeah.
That'd be
God, I wish there was somebody listening that knew Texas football history that could tell us who the hell that was.
That sounds like you're trolling somebody.
Calling somebody out.
Has to be Cedric Benson.
Mike Alstott.
Alstott played at Texas?
No. Just saying. Mike Alstott, Thurman Thomas.
I was going to say, what?
Yeah, just a great one. I loved Alstott, Thurman Thomas, LT. Surprised we haven't seen more LTs.
Yeah.
Played for the Chargers, so I don't know if people are not.
No Sean Moreno.
Oh, my goodness. Wow, we lost Cedric Benson. You know how long ago we lost?
5 years ago.
2019.
I had no clue.
Yeah. It's a sad story, actually.
He was at Texas from 01 to 04.
Well, that would have been Charles, right?
No, that was before Jamal
yeah.
Charles.
So he came after Ricky. So it was Ricky, Cedric, and then because Priest was at Texas, wasn't he? Yeah, because he was there with Ricky.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt. Ricky took the job and never looked back.
Ricky was the 2000 draft. Selvin Young. That's who it was.
Hell of a pull there.
Who, did you come up with that?
I looked it up.
Okay. I was going to say, if you came up with Selvin Young, that's pretty good.
No, it felt great with that.
Selvin Young.
That's right. No, that's a good pull right there.
Ooh, Brian Westbrook. Great one.
He was good.
Yeah,
he was
really
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an Andy guy.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
They had him and McNabb. I think McNabb was like in the top 50 in running yards in 1999 or 2000.
Unreal.
Like rushing yards.
Before that was a thing.
It was like him, Rich Gannon. Was it Steve?
Rich Gannon was a runner. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah. He ran for like 300 yards in a season.
You think about it now, though. You look at Rich Gannon, you're like, that was a running quarterback in the NFL.
So crazy. It's so much different.
This is actually not true from the 75. Priest was never a starter until KC. He started in Baltimore.
He had over 1,000 yards in Baltimore, and Jamal Anderson was
He started at Texas and got hurt. He started in Baltimore and got hurt, and then he came to Kansas City.
Yeah, no, he was absolutely a starter.
Talking
in
about
Baltimore.
Priest, man. That's my guy. I watched him come into Price Chopper one time in a skin-tight shirt, and I said, "Can I feel your biceps?" He goes,
America.
No, bag my groceries, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he did. He was ripped. He was the first guy that I looked at that I went, that guy's got zero body fat on him. Like he was just a specimen. And I know I've told the story 1,000 times, but I asked him for a meal. I go, "Why is this guy so good?" He goes, because he does what he does. I go, "What do you mean?" Every play he finishes in the end zone. Every play in practice, all the way to the end zone, all the way to the end zone. And then what did he do? He set the NFL record for most touchdowns in a season.
Yeah, I hope in 20 years we're having those same texts about Tyler Algier. Oh, he never started. Actually did. First year in Atlanta before Bijan Robinson got there, and he became a legend here in KC.
Somebody says, how about Darren Sproles, the local kid?
Good job. Nice. Yeah. Yes.
He was really good in New Orleans.
Hell yeah. Great returner, great scat back. Love Darren Sproles.
Yeah, great career in the collegiate ranks and in the professional ranks, too, because, again, he was a small guy. As you mentioned, nobody thought he was going to do anything in the NFL, and did.
Wrap up that whole conversation. If you take one of those names and put them on the Chiefs this year, who would you have taken?
We had some good names.
Oh, that's a lot of names. I have to go through all the names now in my head and try to figure out who I would take.
LT.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I think so. Just a pure, he could do everything. He could run, he could catch. Yeah. Could he block?
Jamal
Get
Charles.
bent.
Yeah, it's a great one.
And I'm biased, and I don't care who knows it.
That's fair.
Best thing to happen could have been a bad year. We'll talk. 96.5 The Fan. You're on with the Kansas City Chiefs.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Smokehouse Barbecue do an unbelievable job with everything that is on their menu. And right now, they've got some of their burnt end and sausage chili on the menu. And I'm telling you what, if you're looking for the perfect chili, that is it from Smokehouse Barbecue. They chop up their burnt ends, they chop up their sausage, and that goes into the chili pot. And that's how they start their chili at Smokehouse Barbecue. And once they finish, it is some of the best chili you will ever have. I promise you, go up to Smokehouse Barbecue today, pick one of their 3 locations, and say, I want the chili right now, and get that along with the pepper jack sandwich. It's got ham, it's got pickle fries on it. It is absolutely wonderful as well. It is the perfect lunch combination on a cold day, and we got a couple of those coming up next week. Don't forget, with all the stuff that's coming up in March right now with the NCAA tournament, you're going to have watch parties. Let Smokehouse Barbecue cater all of those events for you, and you can book all of your catering orders at smokehousebbq.com. But be sure to stop into one of their 3 locations in Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa and have that Smokehouse Barbecue chili. You won't be sorry. So check them out at one of those 3 locations or at smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
This is an important message for anyone struggling with $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or personal loans. Due to ongoing inflation, job loss, and the rising cost of living, many Americans are facing overwhelming credit card balances. If you're drowning in credit card debt, you may qualify for powerful debt relief options currently being offered by National Debt Relief that can significantly reduce what you owe. You don't have to declare bankruptcy or take out a debt consolidation loan. You could qualify for this debt relief option and only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe. Act now to see if you qualify. With thousands of 5-star reviews online and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, National Debt Relief has helped over 1 million consumers with their debt that qualified for this relief option. So don't wait. Call the Debt Reduction Hotline now. Dial 800-428-5757. 800-428-5757. That's 800-428-5757.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Heading towards downtown, 29 southbound gets heavy at Armour. Stays very slow all the way into the downtown loop with an accident. 71 southbound at 9th Street blocking the left lane. Lee Summit, US 50 westbound heavy from Chipman up to 470 with an accident in the interchange starting to build slowdowns. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at The Fan 965 for behind-the-scenes videos like MVP Monday, Chiefs Take Tuesday, and Best Bets. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. KFNZ, FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
I said the hip, hop, the hippie, the hippie, the hip, hip, hop, and you don't stop the rocket to the bang, bang, boogie, say, up, the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what the hell is to the twist, I'm rapping to the beat. I'm in the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. Say, I am Wonder Man, and I'd like to say hello. I do the black, to the white, the red, and the blue, the purple, and yellow. But first I gotta bang, bang, the boogie to the boogie, say, jump the boogie to the bang, bang, boogie, let's rock.
That is the Muppets.
Why'd you turn it off?
It's done. We got the SEC to worry about with music.
Oh yeah, the Swedish Chef.
Yes.
I was always a Gonzo guy myself.
Janice is the hottest one on the Muppets, man. I tell you, I say this to the day I die. Janice would be a lot of fun for one night, man. You cruise around with Janice, I tell you, you could get into some things you probably never thought you'd get into before.
Sometimes you got to worry when Janice, shows up. We all have a friend that's got a Janice in him, like the Friends reference,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You're like, uh-oh. I have a question. Have you ever had a friend that when a song, I'm sorry, when like a song
you
comes
opened
on,
a wound, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. Somebody like tries to sing. You ever had that happen to you?
Oh,
like
yeah.
In a group of people where everyone's like kind of just like, and then there's that one person that's trying to hit that note.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm just asking. You've been around it, haven't you? There's that one person in the back. Everyone's kind of jamming out to whatever. Then there's that one person like, yeah.
Oh, we're halfway there.
No, that would be not serious. I'm talking about people that think they're in like front row of choir.
Yeah, yeah.
That you might think they're trying to hold residency in Vegas somewhere. And it's like, you don't do that. None of us do. We're singing the Thong Song by Fescoe.
I always say, who sings that? And they say, I go, then let them sing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, all my friends are really good singers, so I just don't sing around them.
Yeah. I mean,
so you're like...
all your friends are really
all my friends
good
here.
singers.
All my friends here, they do theater. Yeah,
Okay.
They went to school for musical theater. Yeah,
Why
they're
do
all
I
really,
feel
really
like
talented.
Your friends driving to their like friend's house is like the opening scene in Step Brothers.
Yes.
Ha, 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 ha. All right, I got to bring this one back. My name is Zay. Yeah, that's great.
I think there's just such a humble brag. All of my friends are really good
It
singers.
was more of like me. It was more of a
deprecating moment.
Self-deprecation.
Like, all my friends are really good.
They're all
so I
nailing
just stay
it. They're
silent.
They're like, all right, Mac, your turn. He's like, dude, I got the drums.
That's been the way it's been forever. Yeah.
That's okay. And
I
then
don't
they
have
try
any
to,
talented friends. We can't do anything good.
but when you go play basketball with those friends, I bet they're not as good as you.
I torch them.
Exactly.
Have
So it's
some
kind of
for
fun.
kids. Yeah.
Put that in your sing pipe and smoke it, Daryl.
Can you sing? Get back.
I can carry a tune.
Can you?
I did
Okay.
musical theater,
Yeah,
but I
that's
was
what
more
I
of an
know.
actor.
Do your Tom DeLonge singing impression.
Oh, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. We don't need to do that today, though. That's
We can do it tomorrow.
You can do it whenever you want.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, it's your show as much as anybody. You want to break out into song,
But it's
go
awfully
for it.
hot in your studio, so that might make you a little bit more
Is it still hot in there?
burning up, dude.
I'm staying out of there. I don't want to.
You go in there, it's at least, 275 on your oven.
It's nuts, dude. Yeah.
No
Sterling said it was fixed.
Yeah.
Oh, sure it was. Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's fixed. Yeah.
I've been pounded this week.
This monitor hasn't worked in years.
Well, also, if you go in there, it sounds like there's a rat clawing on the ceiling in Mac's studio. We were in there talking. I go, what is that?
Oh, there probably is.
That's what I said. There's a mouse or something up there, dude.
Yeah, they got chased out of the pothole, so now they're on the roof.
Carter Jensen's up there. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, the swimming pools have run dry.
That's exactly right. Yeah, so the rats don't know where to go. They're like, and those are rats out there in the potholes in the parking lot. They come up in the morning and they look at you like, why are you in my bath? I'm like, I'm just trying to go to work, man. Sorry.
I don't like rodents, man. Ugh. Even a mouse that's so small, like I've seen one time in my life, it ran by dude, out the door.
You were?
Oh, I had a
get
bat
it, man.
in my apartment on the floor.
Ooh. Yeah.
You've heard this story, right?
Yes.
I thought it was hot dogs in the microwave hissing, and then I turned the microwave off. I look out on the ground. There's a brown bat beneath my feet.
Now, did you have hot dogs in the microwave?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
I was legit like getting ready to come up here and run a Royals game. This was the last time I had a microwave, and I put 2 dogs in the microwave, and I thought, when you cook them too long, they make that like.
Oh,
like,
I could show you a picture of when Jen tried to microwave a hot dog. That thing split like.
Was it on Tuesday?
Yeah.
And so then I killed the microwave and looked down, and there's a little brown bat between my feet. Dude, freaked me out.
Did you bite the head off and eat it?
No, it's endangered. And so I ran to my landlord. I'm like, there's a bat in my apartment. And she's like, really? And I was like, yes. Call animal control now.
Right now.
And the guy came over and like looked around and finally found it. It was in like the corner. He put it in a bucket, took it out to like a wildlife area on a tree, let it go do its thing. We go, okay, now let's figure out how it got in here. Well, there's a hole where my furnace closet was. He's like, it probably came right down through there. It's on Thursday. And he goes, yeah, I can get that fixed. He goes, you're going to need to like, foam that up or something.
You're renting at this point.
And, an apartment. Yeah. And she's horrible landlord she was. And she goes, well, I don't think I can get anybody out here till Monday morning. I said, lady, there's a effing bat in my kitchen floor. You will seal this today or I will not pay rent next month. I came home an hour earlier. That sucker was
sealed. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you have to do that. Like, you're not going to get out to somebody
I
on
was
Monday.
pissed,
I got
dude.
bats in the house.
Yeah, what are we doing?
A freaking bat, dude. They're not as harmful as you think, but like when you see one with the naked
this isn't
eye,
my window stuff.
thinking it's a hot dog and it's really just a bat, a rat with wings.
My favorite part.
Dude, thought it was dogs. Thought the Franks were ready.
Oh, man, they're ready.
No, and you know what? Didn't eat, that's for sure. Came straight here, did a Royals game. Was like, I don't want to eat anything.
Forget it.
Hopefully there's more than just chips and salsa left out for 12 hours with the rats that work here sometimes. Best thing to happen to the Chiefs, I think, was going 6-11. Sometimes you need to be punched in the face to realize how tough you really are. I think that is a true thing for the Chiefs here going forward next year because we'll have Ben Maller on in about 10 minutes. And, we can ask him about the Chiefs as well. About
hope he finishes.
Yeah. That's funny. That's a deep, deep tease. But I think what we've done in the past and what we've seen in the past is how much this team relies on Patrick Mahomes to get you out of everything, right? Yep. He's like, Dad, driving the car. I don't need the map. We'll get there. Trust me. Are you sure you know where we're at, Dad? Yes. Stop asking questions. And then 10 minutes later, you're like, oh, yeah, there we are. That's the Mahomes way with the Andy Reid offense. Well, this year it broke Patrick Mahomes, literally.
It broke him on the team.
Now, that is something I think Andy Reid sees, and he has to change that because I've mentioned this before, the QB sneak in the knee and the side of the leg. Now the knee is not on a QB sneak; it was on a QB run, and his knee was, obviously needed surgery on the ACL and the LCL as well. I don't know, man. I think maybe having to do this is maybe something this team actually needed because it can't just be rainbows and butterflies every single. I mean, it'd be nice.
It'd be nice, but that's not reality. It's funny because I told you I hurt this muscle in my leg, right? And that happened in January. Now it's late February. And every day I go to the gym and I think to myself, God, I don't know if I can put any pressure on this today, right? And I've always heard, and we've always talked about the mental side of coming back from an injury. Mm-hmm. And this is the first time that I've dealt with something so minor. It's not a big deal. It's nothing. But I'm dealing with the mental side of it. And so now I'm like really putting into perspective of what these athletes go through when they're rehabbing a knee or an Achilles or something. Like, you have to be able to feel confident that you can trust that muscle again. And I don't know when that confidence never, normally comes. They always say it's usually the year after you had that surgery. And so there is that to deal with. I think Patrick's wired a little bit differently, but you talk to any guys, they say it takes about 2 years to fully get that mental capacity and that ability to think that you're not going to re-injure that leg or that arm or whatever it is that you injured again. And so when I look at it, I think about myself, I'm like, damn, I got this minor little tweak and I still mentally can't get over it. I give now a lot more respect to these athletes who battle back from these catastrophic injuries and they go back out there and play, because it's not the physical side, it's trusting that again. And so hopefully Patrick can get past that very, very fast. But I was just thinking yesterday, 6-11 of Mahomes getting hurt, let's call it what it is, needed. And if we're doing one word for that, that was probably needed, because I think everybody in the organization got to the point, like we all did, Patrick will just figure it out. Patrick will just figure it out. Well, the league has changed so much. It just can't be up to the quarterback anymore. You have to start to evolve, and you have to start to get those weapons. And let's say Mahomes doesn't get hurt and they finish 8-9, and everybody's looking around going, oh, we're not that far away, just a couple of bad breaks. 6-11 and Mahomes getting hurt, I think, has been a big punch in the gut for this organization, where now they can take that full step back and truly scrap everything. And I don't want to say start over, because you're never going to do that, but really look at what you are as an organization. And hearing Brett Veach say that yesterday, not being in the playoffs, gives us this opportunity to all sit down as a group and kind of figure out where we are. And so 6-11 and Mahomes injury, that may be the best thing that happens to this dynasty to kickstart 2.0. It's all about how you respond. And if they don't respond to that and they go another 6-11, we're having another conversation next year. But I think 6-11 and Mahomes injury, I think that could be the best thing that happened to this franchise to kind of reset them. And now we can start Dynasty 2.0. Gary Myers.
No doubt about it. Coming up next, not Gary Myers, somebody that we actually like and is nice, Ben Maller. He'll join us next year on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, guys, let me tell you something. You don't want to have low T, right? You want to find a way to knock that out of the park and go on with your life and live a great life. Now, if you're low on energy, you're not sleeping well, you're not seeing progress in the gym, staying committed can be tough. At Heartland Men's Health, though, they want to help you stay committed, right? Because low T can be cured. And at Heartland Men's Health, they're also bringing men in to help them go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more, all designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With low T treatments combined with body composition programs, most men notice real improvements, more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So you need to get in touch with my friends at Heartland Men's Health. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
This is Kevin Harlan, and if I sound a little tired, it's because it's Ford Truck Month at Rob's Side Ford.
You and me both, Kevin. It's been non-stop.
Well, Rob, remind me again why.
Because Rob's Site Ford is offering brand new F-150s up to $16,000 off, 0% financing for 60 months, and 0 payments for 90 days.
Yes, that'll do it.
And it's not just the F-150s. We've got the best deals of the year on Super Duty, Ranger, and Maverick.
Okay, so let me get this straight, Rob. Massive savings, strong financing, no payments for 3 months, and people are showing up?
It's nonstop.
Funny how that works.
Turns out, when you've got the inventory, the price, and the experience, people notice.
Especially when you're Kansas City's #1 top-rated Ford dealer on Google. 4.8 stars and over 3,000 reviews.
And Kansas City's top volume F-150 dealer.
No wonder you're tired. It's Ford Truck Month at Rob's Side Ford, 135th and State Line, or robsite.com.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
We asked parents to share their journey of adopting teens.
They changed who I am because I can't see life without them in it.
Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I opened a restaurant and needed everything. Menus, signage, catering brochures.
Everything and then some.
I went to Staples. They printed it all and even suggested takeout menus.
One money pit with a side of fries.
But now at Staples, you get up to $125 off custom print orders.
$125 off. Now you're cooking. Brand your business in a big way at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4/4 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Heading towards downtown, 29 southbound, heavy from Armour down across the bridge, down to the Paseo. It starts to pick up and move a little better there. Earlier problem, 71 southbound at 9th Street has cleared. The exit ramp to I-70 also reopened. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
It is time to talk to our guy, Ben Maller, as we do every Thursday here on 96.5 The Fan. Of course, you can catch him overnights on Fox Sports Radio, and it's all brought to you by the good folks at the Landing in Liberty. And Ben, we have finally arrived. Silly season has officially begun in the NFL. We've got rumors, innuendos, players not happy with their teams not happy with their players. What do you think has been the best rumor so far, my friend?
Well, they're all great. I appreciate all of them. I'd like to spread it out. I say this every year, guys, Bob and Dusty. We get so much of it this week, and then it slows down. The Combine week is awesome. It's the nugget week. We get so many nuggets. It's awesome. And I always get a kick out of the executives who say we're not going to talk about individual players after they've already talked about individual players. I always laugh at it. Like the New England Patriots GM, he was asked about Stephon Diggs. I'm not talking about Stephon Diggs. Then he did like 5 minutes on Christian Gonzalez of the Patriots. They'll just like, well, what are you doing? And then like these guys, they speak in riddles, which is great. That's how we have jobs here. Like Mike Vrabel, I talked about that on the overnight show. Like he was flirting with AJ Brown, but you can't actually say you want him because he's on another team. And so you got that. The Kyler Murray story this week I thought was pretty good, where the Cardinals GM's like, oh, yeah, we've been in regular contact. And then Kyler Murray's agent or somebody leaked, oh, no, we haven't talked in months. It's great. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. And we have more to come. We have a couple more days of this right through the weekend. So that's good.
Yeah, we got a lot to come. And I like the Derek Carr one, that he's going to come back now and play quarterback. And quite honestly, guys, I look at the options that are out there for some of these teams looking for a quarterback. Derek Carr may be your best option out there right now.
Wash your mouth out with soap and water, Bob. What are you doing? Okay, even if you get Derek Carr, he is like, I'm trying to think what the analogy would be. Like in the NBA, those guys in the NBA that put up great stats, but they're not winning players. Like there's a bunch of those. I think Derek Carr will end up with like 250 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and you'll lose by 10 points. That's Derek Carr, right? He'll give you some good stats, but he's going to melt down. The thingamajig's not going to work in the key moment there. And that's, I don't understand why that's going to change. And he had offers last year. Remember the Bengals called him before they traded for Joe Flacco. The Colts before they brought Phillip Rivers out of the backwoods of Alabama said, why don't you come play quarterback? He didn't want to play for those teams. Like, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Like I was thinking about this. I did talk about it a little bit on the overnight, but the only teams you would think that maybe would be interested would be the Steelers and the Vikings, who are good because he only wants to play for a good team. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back, the Steelers need a quarterback, and the Vikings, I think they would like to send J.J. McCarthy out in Lake Minnetonka and leave him there. So, they're looking for somebody too.
Ben, when you look at this offseason with all these teams, where do you rank the level of important offseason for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Oh, I think it's huge. They have back-to-back bad years, Dusty. Like, they're Andy, people are going to be yelling for Andy Reid. He's too old. You got to get rid of Andy. Like, hey, you're allowed one bad year. Like the Patriots, they had one bad year, and then they bounced back because Brady got hurt, and you can make the argument Holmes got hurt, even though they were not a playoff team prior to that. But yeah, I think it's massive. They've got to get. We talked about it last week. They got to get more playmakers and just fine tune the team. And I think this is a gigantic offseason because this is the Mahomes prime, and you don't want to wait. You only get so many of those years before he starts getting hurt all the time because he's older, and you got to milk this thing. And so, yeah, don't be pinching pennies now.
Yeah. So, Ben, is it a bigger offseason, though, for New England to come back with a vengeance or for Kansas City to come back with a vengeance?
Well, I would say both, but if you put a gun to my head, I would say, or a knife to my throat, I would go for the Chiefs because the Patriots, they came out of nowhere. They were bad for several years. They can go back to being mediocre. But the Chiefs, this is the golden era, right? This is the golden run and all we've talked about. I've been on with you guys for many years now, and this is the time to do it. So I would say for Kansas City, if they have back-to-back, again, bad years, and then, who knows, we'll see what happens with Travis Kelce coming up and all that, but you got to get some other options on offense, and Mahomes has got the contract, which are in pretty good shape. I know they're going to redo it, and, they've already redone it a little bit and all that stuff, so to make the numbers work on the salary cap, but it really is, it's the time. I mean, otherwise there'll be a lot of changes if the Chiefs have another stinker this year.
Yeah, you look at the NFL draft that's coming up, and obviously we've talked a little bit about it being in Pittsburgh and everything like that. Kind of think that, like, the Raiders probably should just do the Mendoza thing. Does that make sense? Like, they should do it. I don't know if people think they can, like, start their franchise with him, but you guys had mentioned backup quarterbacks and who you don't like, and I mean, I know Kirk Cousins is a bridge guy, but for how long and, in that sort of regard, but I feel like they should just draft Mendoza because of everything he gives you.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of the aisle, Dusty. I believe he will be drafted number one, but he's not. Fernando Mendoza, I think, is going to be mediocre. Like, the ceiling is he's like the middle of the pack type of quarterback. I don't see anything there that tells me this guy's got the skill set to be amazing. Number two, though, he will be drafted by the Raiders because of FOMO. If the Raiders don't draft him, Fernando Mendoza, and he goes to the Jets or the Cardinals and ends up becoming great, and I'm wrong and other people are wrong, and he turns out to be great, they'll never hear the end of it. So it's a CYA situation, I believe. That's why he'll be drafted at the top of the draft. I did see, though, I'm sure you saw this too, Dusty, Clint Kubiak, the coach of the Raiders, refused to say for sure they're going to take Mendoza. And I think that's because the NFL, they want them to at least give the illusion that there's some suspense going into the draft, that they won't take him. Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah, I don't know. I think that they are building their franchise in a way, or maybe they've locked themselves out into this way where they have built their franchise kind of in a way where the quarterback doesn't have to be elite, if you know what I mean. Like, they have Brock Bowers, they have Ashton Genty, they've got to get an offensive line first, they've got to build that up, but then, you put those type of pieces around somebody who maybe is an average talent with a good head on their shoulders and experience. I mean, we forget that Mendoza is still like almost like 23 years old, I think, or almost 24 years old. So it's similar to like the Bo Nix situation. So if I told you, and you're the Raiders owner, and I said, hey, you can have Bo Nix for the next 6 years, you'd sign up today, wouldn't you?
I'm not a big Bo Nix fan either. I'm not.
When I have quarterback, though.
The Broncos, they had some issues in their passing game, though. I mean, he's fine. I don't think he's great. Like the Mendoza thing, I use the word FOMO. Like, you look at this draft, there's a chance this is only one. There's a one quarterback draft in the first round, right? I mean, I'm starting to look. Don't tell anybody, but I've started to look at the mock drafts. Oh. I'm embarrassed by that, but I have, and it looks like there's one guy, and maybe I know they're trying to upsell Ty Simpson from Alabama. They're trying to, pump his tires and say that he's a first-round pick. But other than that, and he's a fringe first-round pick, like, it's only Fernando Mendoza, and there's a bunch of linebackers and wide receivers and defensive backs and all these other positions. So it's really only like one guy that's even being considered right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing, really, for a draft, that everybody's not swooning over quarterbacks. But I guess it just goes to show you maybe the league is getting a little bit smarter, and we're just not going to draft quarterbacks just for the sake of drafting quarterbacks. So with all that and all the offseason stuff with the teams, who's got a bigger offseason ahead of them, the teams or NBC now to rebuild their Football Night in America? Because that show sucked, and now they got rid of at least Tony Dungy off of that thing for the premier show of the NFL. They need to do better than what they've been rolling out there.
Yeah. It's like plain oatmeal with nothing on top, no cinnamon, nothing, just plain oatmeal. And you're like, what are we doing here? And I actually give Dungy credit. I've ripped him a lot because he's really bad at broadcasting, but he kept the job for a long time, and I think that's impressive considering that he's not good at it. But they're gonna bring in a new crop of NFL players and whatnot. Now, if they do blow the entire show up, does Travis Kelce retire and go be the star at NBC on their, you can go down that rabbit hole. They're going to need a big name. That's the biggest window of the NFL weekend, Sunday night. That's where they put all the great games. So they're going to spend some money on it. But yeah, Dungy, you guys occasionally have to be entertaining. A little bit. So good luck. But yeah, they'll find a bunch of former coaches and athletes, and they'll throw them on TV, and it'll. I guess they're going to go on site, I read. So good luck on that. But they should hire us. The three of us can be on the panel. Why not? We're available. We can work a little overtime on the weekends. Take the check. Come on now.
Oh, I'd kill that show. You just put me on the field so you guys could keep your warm asses in the studio, and I'd be the guy in like the parka or like the trench coat down on the field interviewing everybody.
Would you be in the Jock Collinsworth role? Would that be?
Ben, if you ever compare me to Jack Collinsworth again in our life, I'm never doing another interview with you again. So no, I will not. I'm kidding.
I want to be the guy that's like the weather guy that just points at stuff and everyone likes him.
Yeah, you can be Kornacki.
Yeah, I'll be that guy.
But everything you're saying is false.
And people love him because he's pointing at the board and he's really a cartoon character.
Hey, what's your level of interest for the World Baseball Classic?
A scale of 1 to 10, Dusty. My level of interest, I'm at a 5.
Okay,
I'm at a 5. I'll watch it, and obviously we need stuff to talk about. My problem is I know the history of it, and I remember when they started it years ago, and it's because they got bumped from the Olympics and all. But I will give baseball credit. It has become a bigger deal. I remember the first few times they did it, we all rolled our eyes and said, "Oh my God, what a disaster! This is so stupid." But now it's got a little mojo to it, so it has gotten better. And obviously, you want to see the USA team win, and then you want to see who gets hurt and out the All-Star break. And,
Sounds like a random baseball injury because that's going to happen. But look, for me, the World Baseball Classic, I was kind of with you when it first started. I was like, But the last time we had it with Japan versus the United States, hopefully the players embrace it like the hockey guys embrace playing in the Olympics, because that was a great moment for everybody. And if the players embrace it the way that the hockey players embrace the Olympics, I think then we'll embrace the World Baseball Classic better. But if baseball makes all the baseball excuses for it and all that nonsense that they always do, then it's harder to embrace. I've got to have the embracement by the players, and I think we're seeing more of that now.
Yeah, the comments, if you take them at face value, but they have been very positive. Like, guys are excited about it, and that's a thing too. That for me, when I covered spring training, I thought that was if you were a baseball player, you showed up early, you got your work in, you left in the second inning, you were golfing or doing whatever. If you're in Florida, go to the beach. And these guys, they can't wait to get out of spring training because they get to go play in the World Baseball Classic, which I know it's in Miami for the U.S. guys and all that. But that's odd. I thought that's a great life in spring training, but they seem to really enjoy the fact they don't have to go to normal spring training in Arizona and Florida and go to play in the World Baseball Classic and all that. So like that part of it they like. And hey, I'm there. I'll watch it. I hope maybe I'll go up to a 6. I could go up to a 6. I can't go higher than a 6. I could go up to a 6.
Flirt with us like that. I don't want you to get diving into the World Baseball Classic. You're the mock draft. I want to know picks 18 to 32 next Thursday.
I don't watch past pick 10. I only care about the top 10. But I do read them.
Recording stopped.
And that's it with Ben Maller. It is over. After pick 10, we just don't know what's going to happen.
We don't even know what he likes to read. It was over. He just
and scene Ben Maller.
His screen froze.
Yeah, which was fantastic. But
yeah,
as long as we're going to bed after pick 9 this year, that's the good news about the Chiefs picking where they are. We ain't got to wait around till 32 on draft day.
That is kind of
take an hour to get to us, but yeah.
Oh, an hour.
You're right. 10 minutes a pick. Yeah, you're right. 90 minutes.
Yeah, like I was going to say probably 2.
Yeah.
It takes,
when we get closer, we'll have to set the over-under around 90 minutes or so and see.
Yeah,
see what people feel.
Exactly, because I think it's going to be a lot longer than that. But that's just me. I mean, who knows how fast the picks go. And they moved them to 10 minutes now in the first round, or they condensed them to 7 minutes now in the first round? Because I thought they condensed it again in the first round to move this thing along.
Hope they did.
I think it's 7 minutes.
I think you're right. I think it is 7 minutes now in the first round. I think it goes 7, and then everything else after that is 5, maybe. That could be wrong. Because I think for early days, like 15 minutes between picks. It was ridiculously long.
So
8 minutes.
8 minutes now is the
this
first
is the
round.
first year. Yep, they're doing it. Yep, 8 minutes.
Did you see this? Because this is kind of in your neck of the woods. The St. John's game last night.
No, they got mollywop by like 40. It was the worst loss ever for Patino.
Did you see why?
Well, they couldn't hit a shot, I would assume.
So this is the stat at the end of the game. They went the final 17 minutes and 28 seconds without a made shot.
College basketball, never better, John Rothstein, huh? I mean, that is your never been better moment right there. College basketball in a nutshell. 17 minutes and 28 seconds without hitting a shot.
Did I stutter?
Yeah, I thought maybe you did because it was so ridiculously
I immediately thought
ridiculous.
of you last night when I saw it. Immediately thought of you.
Why?
Well, because this is college basketball.
I'm being facetious. No, but I mean that goes back to Rothstein telling us this is the college basketball's never been better. We're like, oh my God, what sport are you watching? 17 minutes and 28 seconds.
You know how many minutes they played a half?
20.
That's right.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they went basically the entire second half without making a shot. That's hard to do.
Come on, Mac.
One word.
First name is Blake, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise. No.
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor.
You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3.
Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin. Talking about things that made me think of Bob. How about this one? Tony Dungy seemingly out at NBC Sports. One word.
Good, because he sucks. And it's time. That whole show sucked on NBC. I'm not sure if there was anybody on that show that I thought was really good.
All those shows suck to me, but yeah.
Yeah, because what is that? That's Jason Garrett.
Yeah. Florio, Sims.
Sims is okay at times.
Sims is oh yeah, you're right at times.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm like, what?
Jack Collinsworth, who absolutely has no business being on national television.
Jock,
yeah.
Jock. I called him Jock Collinsworth. He goes, Dusty, do you want to be Jock Collinsworth? Ben, come on. We've got a bit on this show about that.
But I think that whole thing needs to be revamped. I didn't think there was anybody good on Football Night in America. And I used to really like that show. Tony Dungy, being the first guy to depart that show is a good thing. He was very unentertaining.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even admit who he voted for. Got crotchety. Complained about Taylor Swift. That's why I stopped liking Tony Dungy. I need you in my living room telling me not to watch Taylor Swift.
Rodney Harrison, he was decent or no?
Yeah, like I like some of these guys
I think
individually.
the keyword was.
Yeah.
I like these guys individually. I just don't like these show formats. I don't know how anyone could be good. But yeah, Tony Dungy does suck. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, but now is Tomlin going to move over there to NBC? Are the Kelsey brothers going to move to NBC? Like, I was just reading something this morning. I think it was from Andrew Marchand on X, formerly Twitter, and he goes, "This is going to be the best broadcast free agency that we've seen in 4 years because everybody's contracts are up. So there may be a lot of musical chairs that go around between all the networks, and now with YouTube potentially buying a 5-game package as well, there could be more guys getting jobs doing those things."
Yeah, my one word is onward. We're moving on, and I don't care because I don't watch these shows. Like you said, I'm not a huge fan of these. There's one that I like, and it used to be on TNT. And then ESPN bought it and ruined it. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, good. Major networks don't know what they're doing. They just want to pay people to do something. We gave you a lot of money.
You're a name. Go out there and do something.
Yeah.
Right.
I just don't know who they're for. Yeah, not
I
for
don't
me.
watch the pregame shows at all, but like the NBC one was always different for me because I'm so caught up in the Chiefs that when the games were over, that was a good recap of the day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, and when the Chiefs were winning, there was a lot of conversation about the Chiefs that you could use as topics, and, you know, they were the star of the NFL world. And so I used to watch that to try to catch up, or if you're at the game, Sunday night, the pregame show kind of allows you to catch up on everything you missed while you're at your game that day. So I always watched that one. I always wanted it to be what Berman and Tom Jackson were on ESPN, and nothing will ever be that.
Less is more is what I would say on that.
Pat McAfee, no less here. $150,000 was the tab that the U.S. men's hockey team put up in a club in Miami. Pat McAfee paid for the whole thing. One word:
stud. That's awesome, man. Hat off to Pat McAfee. The more that he does like that, the more I love him, and the more it makes people squirm, and that makes me love him even more. I like guys like Pat McAfee who are kind of a cog in everything that everybody's trying to do. He showed you can do it differently, and paying for that tab, that's a pretty cool thing for him to do.
Yeah, I mean, he's genuine. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure not everybody's a huge fan of his because of everybody has an opinion. Doesn't matter what you think, or do what you want to do. But that's cool. I mean, you know, Hosmer and those guys did it in the World Series or in the AL, what was it, the AL wildcard game? They went to hang out at McFadden's and just said, everybody go to McFadden's, we got you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. I love when those things happen. So, yeah, respect.
This comes from Eric Pincus, a NBA writer for Bleacher Report. Increasing buzz that LeBron James could retire and pivot into ownership as the face of Las Vegas expansion team.
Oh, good.
With Rich Paul potentially selling
what about
Clutch
poor
Sports to help finance the bid. That part is what's crazier to me. But one word there.
Narcissist? I mean, did anybody think LeBron was just going to retire and still not be a major face of this league?
Time out. He's going to make his best friend sell his company to give him money to buy the franchise in Vegas. Is that what I heard?
I would imagine Rich Paul would also be a part owner.
Yes,
Correct.
obviously.
Yeah, I don't think...
If you're Rich Paul, what do you do?
Rich Paul does what he wants. So if he wants to sell, he'll sell. He's not doing what LeBron tells him.
What I would do? Not own a team. I'd be like, Josh used to always say, I don't want to own the team. I just want to be rich enough to buy the tickets to the games that I want to go to. And that's where you are with Rich Paul, because when you own a team, it costs a lot of money. I mean, it's probably going to be a couple of $2 billion to buy the new NBA expansion teams, and you don't make any money until you sell the thing. So just be rich and buy the tickets that you want to the games that you want.
One word on LeBron James. Richard. Stale. But hey, I like when recent retired athletes get right into the sport. I like that Matt Ryan is with the Falcons. I love that. So I'm not mad about it. I just think it's a new LeBron chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're entering it slowly. I don't think he's going to retire next season. I would be surprised.
No, he's going to get an absolute 1,000% a send-off tour.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people that don't think that he's going to do that, it's...
And the league is probably planning it.
And I'll say it, he should.
He should.
I'll say it. LeBron hater, right here, hand up high, he should get that.
Absolutely.
And you'll know you'll get to see him.
Exactly, and you should enjoy it as a Kobe
you think
hater.
He'll play in all the visiting...
Doesn't have to. Just go out there and acknowledge.
Yeah, acknowledge, yes. Paul Skeens talked about the World Baseball Classic.
Seeing what the men's hockey team did, does that kind of get you even more motivated, like even more excited to be in this type of situation?
Yeah, men's hockey, women's hockey, all the other, goals that we won in the Olympics. In America, we got to assert our dominance over everybody else. That's what we do. So it's gonna be fun. USA wins. That's what we do. So gotta keep it going.
It's been a little over a decade.
2026, we still have not figured out locker room audio, but there's Paul Skeens speaking on the World Baseball Classic. It's what we do as Americans. We got to win.
Yeah, absolutely. My one word is America, because he's exactly right about that. Let's go take the World Baseball Classic. I want to get into something a little bit later on that I think can make the World Baseball Classic maybe better than what they're offering up right now. But yeah, go with that mentality and let's go. Go win the whole effing thing, as they say.
I know, that's hilarious to me. Bob watched one at bat in the World Baseball Classic. Got to start it for the first time and already knows how to make it better.
Yeah, I do. To get more interest in it, absolutely. Yeah.
Paul Skeens, leader, right? What a guy. coming after the Tarek School Bowl news of like, I'll pitch against Great Britain, and then I'll see if I can convince my boss to let me come hang out with the fellas for the gold game. No, man. Let me talk to you. Be Paul Skeens. Pitch twice. You're fine. You're in your youth. You can become an icon.
You're going to become more of an icon on the WBC stage, Tarek, than you are pitching for the Tigers.
Until he's in New York. For the Mets or the Yankees. I don't know which one he's going to be at. So whoever doesn't get Paul Skeens. Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be awesome.
Call out my patriotism. I'm going to see you in the Bronx, man.
Then how about this? Jason Tatum playing 5-on-5 full scrimmages right now, 9 months post Achilles surgery.
Yeah, stud is the one word. That's crazy to me.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's again, the difference between me trying to deal with a sore muscle in my leg versus that guy dealing with a torn Achilles, because I would be scared to death to go out there.
Me too.
I mean, again, I'm having those things now on such a smaller scale from getting, a sore muscle. I just can't imagine now. And I'm living it to a very small extent, but now I get it more than I ever have before. When you get hurt, the mental side is everything to coming back. And the fact that he can do that, it's a tough guy, man. Tough mentally to be able to come back 9 months after tearing that Achilles.
Hard is my one word. I know that I'm hard. We're getting close to NBA playoffs. You're going to throw this guy back in the league, a top 5 player in the league now?
Excited.
I don't know if he's top 5. Top 7.
I would say, yeah.
5,
I'd say he's 5 when he's healthy. Right
I
there.
would take him over Ant.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought I might get roasted for that one.
No, you would on Twitter because they just pay attention to quotes and stuff, and Tatum's not as entertaining. But
they just love dunks, too.
They love dunks, and he makes quotes. Yeah, he's under the radar.
I take Jaylen Brown over Ant.
That's a little hotter, but I love your thoughts. The Celtics bias will agree with you, but probably wrong.
I take Brad Stevens over Brett. I'm kidding. I would keep Brett Veach here as long as I possibly could. Oh, man. We'll get into some Celtic talk tomorrow if you want. Coming up next, we'll get into Smash or Pass here on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by Booth Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th and All and 135th and Metcalf, and Shawnee Mission Ford on a mission to do more. Online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Smash or Pass is next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Smash. You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
Out of anybody should talk, he should never grab a microphone.
And Dusty Likens.
His ass is foul of all foul.
Weekdays, 6 to 10. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Park and Go are ready for spring break, and they're ready for you to make that reservation. That's all you got to do is go to bookparkandgo.com and choose your dates, choose your times, and make your reservation for all covered parking at KCI. That's what Park and Go is all about, ease and convenience and keeping your car protected when you are out of town. You always want to make sure your car is safe, and Park and Go will do that. So when you make a flight reservation, do what I do. Go to bookparkandgo.com or with their app and make that parking reservation. Also, I'm going to give you a little secret here. Prepay. When you prepay, you save money and you get their lowest rate. That way, you've got the lowest rate, you've got a parking spot reserved that's covered, and you're ready to go. On the day of your flight, you just show up, you pull into that spot, and boom, the van meets you and takes you right to the airport terminal. In no time at all, you're relaxed and ready to go. And when you get back after that long flight, just grab your bags, walk outside, jump on the bus that's waiting for you, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. So do what we did and join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
This is Blake Bannon with Shawnee Mission Ford. Ford has just announced an additional $2,000 in bonus cash that we are passing on to you, our customers. Shawnee Mission Ford is going to combine that with our large discounts and top trade allowances to save you thousands. You can save up to $9,000 off MSRP on 25 Explorers, $7,000 off MSRP on 25 Broncos, $6,000 off MSRP on 25 Bronco Sports, and $5,000 off MSRP on 25 Expeditions and F-150s. Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more in 26.
Hola, amigos! Brad Evans here. Check out this booming voice and Pat Boyle on BetMGM tonight, covering the biggest sports stories from coast to coast, live and interactive on the free Odyssey app, discussing NFL offseason news and getting you ready for the madness in college hoops. BetMGM tonight with me, Brad Evans and Pat Boyle, live and interactive, Monday through Friday night starting at 6 Eastern, presented by BetMGM. Always live on the free Odyssey app and watch on YouTube at BetMGM tonight.
Every morning, we rise and shine. Make breakfast,
and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Is your everyday congestion preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle, ultra-fine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's biggest moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Want consistent color for every job? Milo's Pro Rewards members get a 20% paint discount on future purchases after paint annual qualifying spend reaches $3,000. Plus, order eligible in-stock paint and paint supplies by 2 p.m. for free same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Improving is easy at Lowe's. Excludes spray paint and mist tints. More exclusions, terms, and conditions apply. Subject to change. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Same-day delivery valid in select zip codes. Subject to driver availability. Details at Lowe's.com/same-day delivery.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
470 northbound gets heavy at Woods Chapel. Stays slow for nearly 2 miles up to an accident past Lakewood. Left lane blocked. It's also quite heavy coming down on the southbound lanes from I-70 past 40 Highway. Just crawls along. Get down towards this accident. Things pick up and move better. Through the Grandview Triangle, things are heavy. 470 westbound, 49 northbound. Also slow coming up from Red Bridge Road. On 435, things move better around 103rd. Stay slow to the state line. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
24 years ago.
Dude.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound.
You remember the video?
Oh, baby. I'm watching it right now.
This is 24 years ago?
Yeah.
What were you, 3?
Yeah, 4, yeah. 2002, yeah, I was 4.
I was 14, and I had this album. 100%. Vanessa Carlton, man.
Yeah. But did she do anything else?
Was this
but
a one-hit wonder?
I feel like it was, yeah.
This was her biggest hit, but this is the problem that we have with music as I get into my nerdisms with music, is when you have a multi-platinum billion song.
Every other
song is going to get debunked.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a great point.
No,
I didn't even think of it that way.
It's
Like you have
when-
such a hit.
And then when a movie, your song is so big that it literally makes a movie called White Chicks, and Terry Crews does it. Like, that's the other part. So then it's now
Everyone knows, yeah.
It's gotten so big on 2 different platforms, and everyone's like, well, did she do anything else? She doesn't, have to. And yes, she sang a song called White Houses, which is insanely good.
I know that song, Little White Houses for You and Me. Cougar Mellencamp covered that.
I really hate you sometimes when you do this to people that I enjoy their art, and because it's not John Cougar Mellencamp, it's not an 80s artist who sucks. It's Vanessa Carlton. It's a great, beautiful song. It's called White Houses.
Little White Houses for You and Me. I wish I knew more of her songs. I do, yeah. Because you
get them confused with John Cougar.
Natalie Imbruglia back in the day was always one that I was in love with as an artist, and as she was beautiful.
She's Australian too.
I know, but did she have anything but Torn? I mean, I don't think she did. I mean, I don't recall. I had her album, but
there's always like those one-hit wonders in that time frame.
Yeah.
You have the Gin Blossoms. You have.
You think the Gin Blossoms are a one-hit wonder?
I mean, kind of. I mean, I don't know any other song. The one that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Chumbawamba.
Yeah, though that's a definite one-hit wonder.
The Outfield. Okay.
All right, don't start me on that. Like, I hate that song.
Why? It's
Put Me in, Coach. Oh, not that one.
No, this is Josie's on a Vacation.
Josie's on a Vacation. My bad.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the stupid baseball song that every place plays. Sounds a lot like the other one.
First time. Can hardly explain. Rush of blood. You don't need to keep going.
I can get into this.
Yeah,
I can get into this.
Oh, that's such a 90s vibe.
She's very angsty. I like it.
She's awesome, dude. Smash or pass. So we're going to keep doing this until you guys nail it the first time someone calls onto the phone to Mac Morey. So here's the deal. You want to be caller number 5. You want to say, Mac, I think you're doing a really good job being a really good dude.
Mac's awesome.
And then you got to say exactly what his Max Minute was about that you can find on the Fan 965 on Instagram. It's called Max Minute. You have to say, Mac, I think you're awesome at what you do. And your Max Minute on blank was very informative.
Yes.
So you have to
Came
go.
out yesterday.
And
There you go.
You have to do it. And you got to hear this sound. There's that one boomer we piss off with that sound every time. So smash or pass, right? Here we are. Brought to you by Booth Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks. Now with 2 locations, 135th at Metcalf and 95th at Knoll. Plus Shawnee Mission Ford on a mission to do more online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. So we start off, right? Here we are. Not a chance. Empty all liquids here is what this sign says.
There's zero chance.
$100,000. But there is what they call airport jungle juice. So before you get on your flight and go to your destination, where that is home or vacation, you pour all your liquid out. Booze, coffee, tea, water, energy, Alani, Red Bull, whatever.
Sodas, whatever. Before you go through, they all have that thing where you dump your stuff because you can't take liquids.
Basically, might get confused and dump out the wrong Mountain Dew bottle and there's juice everywhere. So I asked.
Juice all over the place.
$100,000.
Cash tax free?
Yes. In a briefcase.
Okay.
To go wherever you're going, home or on your vacation, $100,000. 16-ounce glass.
16 now.
I thought you were going to say 6.
I thought you were going to say a sip. I would do it for a sip.
That's a 16-ounce. That's a pint.
Yeah, no chance.
100,000 cash.
No.
And okay.
No, I just don't think I could.
And you've got 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't
5
think,
minutes?
Well, I mean, I would hold my nose and just slam it and close my eyes.
You better believe it and then go, honey, we got $100K. Let's go have some fun.
Yeah.
Easily you're doing that.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah, come on.
I'm doing it.
Well, what's worse, the jungle juice at the airport right there, right, that they have where everybody's, or the stuff at the end of the bar, you know, where they're dumping the mat in and the rag.
Into the night courage.
Yeah.
I got to say that's worse.
At least that one you don't have to do a shot of. And it's just juice and beer. It's not like it's like anything else. No one's like.
But isn't it the floor mat or is it?
No, the bar mat. That's the one that everybody gets the.
Oh, you thought it was the floor mat?
Well, like the rubbery floor mat that bartenders have.
Oh, no.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about, like, where they put the drinks up on the to get sold.
Yeah, are you talking about on the bar or on the floor?
On the floor.
Yeah.
No, no.
Okay.
So bar
where drinks are getting spilled and stuff. Okay.
All it is like the Long Island's that you're slop dogging.
Oh yeah.
The whatever, and then beer, and then you just take it and you just into a shot glass. Somebody always will do it every night for like $20. You're like,
yeah, I might do that.
Yeah, of course, dude.
$20 for that. Huh?
You're
At the end
a
of the night,
poor-ass college student working at a bar, and you're like, hey, we're all going to Sharky's after this. Sounds great. I don't have that money. Do that shot, and I'll buy your first 3 drinks. Sweet.
I'm there.
I'll do a tequila shot, and I will do a beer. I don't need any more drinks the rest of the night. Thanks, Bobby. Yeah, man, $100,000 for a 16-ounce of all liquids from the airport.
If you...
150. Somebody says could be milk from the kids too in there.
Ooh, yeah,
what about milk from mom that she put in the bottle? Well, I think you can take formula.
You talking about like a little nipple juice?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think you can take formula and milk in as a baby. I'm trying to think back. I think they allowed you to take that. Yeah.
It's the dumb Wednesday sounder that pisses everybody off. Nope, just you. Welcome back.
It's also Thursday.
Yeah.
He's talking about apparently.
Oh, he's talking about the.
Apparently.
He's talking about the.
Our pole
Happy
sounder.
Wednesday. Yeah. Yeah, that one's also just you.
Yeah, we love it.
So smash or pass. So I'm seeing these on. I need to know if these are real because I haven't seen them in the wild. Marshmallow Reese's peanut butter cups.
I need more. Like, where's the marshmallow?
Bottom layer. Peanut butter cup top.
Out.
Okay.
Just
Because you know how the Oreo one was?
Yeah.
Marshmallow fluff.
Yeah, I'm out on
don't you
that
like
one.
fluff and peanut butter?
I do, but I don't. Look, I've been reading a lot about the Reese's family is pissed at the Hershey's family right now because
peanut butter and chocolate.
No, because they're like not making the Reese's peanut butter cup the way the Reese's family wanted it made and had it made, and so they're fighting with Hershey right now. Like it's some big scandal going on. My wife is updating me every day on the Hershey Reese's scandal, right?
All right.
And so I don't think I would like that. I don't know. Too sticky, too just like we've got a perfect item in the Reese's peanut butter cup. Why do we keep messing with it?
Have you had the one with caramel in it?
No.
Oh my God.
I tried the one with pretzels, disappointed.
Yeah, sweet and salty. You smashing the marshmallow?
Yeah, I'm definitely
Because I went to Hy-Vee yesterday, guys. I went all up and down the aisles. I was like, this is for smashing. Nowhere to be found. So then I found another picture. They have Twix with marshmallow in the bottom
Yeah, I'll
layer.
pass on that too. Yeah.
Because that's a little cleaner, right?
It is a little cleaner. You're right, but
Because you can almost like Virginia Slim those, where you open the corner and you do the light pack and it pops
up. Yeah,
that sounds better to me.
The
More
Twix
crunch,
mellow?
yeah, crunch with the Twix and the mellow. Yeah,
It sounds better than the peanut butter cup, but
Random sports smasher pass, wide receiver with pick 9.
Sure.
Smash?
Yeah.
I'll smash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go in position. Yeah. You're going to need one.
Yeah,
we don't have any.
Okay.
No, we don't have any.
Smasher pass, Jeremiah Love over getting Travis Etienne.
No, I'll pass that one.
I've been growing on Jeremiah the last week because it's becoming more of a possibility, so I'm getting myself prepared, but I will pass on that. I will pass.
I was watching Guy Fieri last night. So you know his big kryptonite, right?
Eggs.
Just in general, kryptonite as
doesn't
in,
eat
like,
eggs.
If it's like if he goes and gets ramen, they'll leave the hard-boiled egg out. So I saw this place the other night, and they were making a pizza, and I don't know what the toppings were. It wasn't like pepperoni. It was like I want to say it was almost like a Neapolitan, and they put an over-easy egg in the middle, and then went to cut it, and he's like, "Don't break the egg, don't break!" And they broke the egg, and he's like, "Oh gosh!" And you could tell he wouldn't eat it. Would you eat a pizza with an over-easy egg on them in like the middle of it? It's like a thing, I guess.
I've never heard of that.
It's like I don't know what culture it comes from, but apparently it's a thing.
Probably Italian, I would say. But I would, I would try it. I think, I think I would.
It's my favorite kind of egg, and I love pizza. Yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
Not you?
I just feel like the middle of the pizza is going to be sod.
But hang on, did they cook the pizza and then cook the egg separately and put it on top?
No. So like basically they basically like cooked the pizza. And then he pulled it out of the brick oven and then took the egg and put it on top and then put it back in that oven.
Okay, so they did cook the pizza though before.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they brought the pizza back out like in 30 seconds.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
a
all it
700-degree
takes.
oven. And I'm like, that's my egg as well. Like when that bleeds into my hash browns at Waffle House and everything just becomes a soup.
Smash.
Then I'm into it. But like on a pizza, then I'm just dipping my crust in the middle. But
With
then
the
that
pizza
middle of the pizza,
sauce.
because at Grinders they have a pepperoni pizza with chili cheese tots in the middle of the pizza.
Yeah, that's much. That's a bit much.
Julio Sanchez did it one night and then came and did after hours with me as producer. He's like, "Dude, I'm not going to be proactive tonight because I'm in the bathroom." And I was like, "All right, you put chili cheese tots on your pizza. That's what's going to happen."
I mean, the egg is like,
it's interesting.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it'll be a pizza and they'll put like arugula on it and then they'll put the egg right in the middle.
Never saw a pizza with an egg on it before.
That's it. Caller number 5. Got to tell Mac that he's great. You got to tell him exactly that you liked his Max Minute on blank, and you got a chance at a $50 Booth Creek Wagyu gift card. And that is Smash or Pass, brought to you by Booth Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, with 2 locations, 95th and Nolan, 135th and Metcalf. Also, Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Coming up next, it's ESPN's own Nate Taylor. He'll join us here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Jerry Seinfeld is back. We stream everything now. We don't watch anything. We stream it. Wandering around your workplace trying to recruit new viewers into whatever stupid show you like. Jerry, you gotta watch this show. Okay, I'll check it out. Okay, but the first 4 seasons are not good.
Jerry Seinfeld, live in Kansas City, Starlight Theater, Friday, September 18th. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at kcstarlight.com.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods. Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
J. Rieger & Co. Oh, so good. Quality crafted in Kansas City. J. Rieger & Co. Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Winner of Best Craft Bourbon at the 2025 Ascot Awards. At 90 proof, it's rich, well-balanced, and oh, so good. Quality crafted in Kansas City.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
70 westbound into downtown, pretty heavy from 23rd Street over past the Paseo. Also 670 eastbound, heavy from Wyoming Street over past 35. 169 highway southbound gets heavy by the airport exit, off again, on again, quite slow down on 35 past 12th Street. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Look out for Max Minute on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This is Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Pizza a la Bismarck is the name style. I knew that was it. It's with ham, prosciutto, or prosciutto, however you say it, and arugula. Arugula. And then this guy that I just showed the video to Bob put like an egg in every quadrant. So it's not like a fight for the egg.
It's obviously something I'd try. Yeah, I think so. Arugula on salad arugula on pizza is good. It's got that peppery bite to it. In Italy, they call arugula rockets. So, and it's on everything in Italy. And so it's like something with rockets. You're like, rockets? The hell is that? It's arugula. That's
nowadays you call beautiful women rockets.
Yeah.
Rockets. Who's got the rocket at table 43? Said a guy I used to work with. I'm like, what? He goes, dude, rocket 43, C2. I was like, oh, you're saying that good look. Oh, got it. Okay. Somebody did say that the Reese's Fast Break is the most underrated candy bar in the game.
Very good.
100% agree.
Very good.
It is 100% like the most underrated candy bar there is. Nate Taylor joins us here in a little bit, live from Indianapolis, as we talk to him about the Combine.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because a lot of people, I think, are starting to believe that Jordan loves the guy. And I'm kind of interested because I know it's tough to ask Nate what he's hearing when he's down in Indianapolis, because what you're hearing is about 10% truth, 90% lie.
Oh, it's all a misdirection, right? And so that's why you have to just compile everything that you hear and say, okay, let me see if we can find like one thing out of here, that is going to be a truth. But I think, a lot of this is just kind of laying the groundwork. Like I heard the Giants yesterday may take Jeremiah Love at number 5. And so you start to wonder, what's going to be the situation involving, these players and who's going to take who and how that's all going to, work its way out. If the Giants take Jeremiah Love at 5, then clearly he's not going to be there at number 9 for the Chiefs. Now I understand Max Crosby. I saw the trade offer for him that came out yesterday. Now they're saying 2 draft picks and a player, basically the same package that the Dallas Cowboys got for Michael Parsons is what they want for Max Crosby out in Vegas. Maybe they decide to trade the number 1 pick. So yeah, you're right. There's just so much, misinformation, so much misdirection right now that's going on out there at the Combine. It makes it great. The rumors are the best part about this whole thing, but you feel bad for like Nate Taylor. He got to track all those rumors down and find out which ones are true and which ones aren't.
He's the only man in history to win a race in a hot dog costume. and break national NFL news. Here's Nate Taylor from ESPN with Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
All right, ESPN's own Nate Taylor joining us now here in Kansas City, but he is in Indianapolis. Nate, I got to ask, because Bob has determined that's 100%. What's the percentage of lies being told and everything that you hear down in Indianapolis? Is it 90%, 100%, 85%? I need to know.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Let's say 75%. That seems about honestly what it is. You know, when you are trying to compile information.
I'm going to put Nate on hold.
Yeah, please do. I don't know what that was, right?
Some sort of beep. He's just on hold. So if you want to let him know that, I don't know if there's like there might be a fax going off right now, and like we're getting some information going straight to Nate Taylor.
I know it sounded like he was getting a fax, or somebody was texting him, or his phone was blowing up. I'm not sure. I don't think so. The only time they fax, I still think, is when you sign in your letter of intent to go play for college, because that's the way it was always. You know, they would always put the picture of the fax machine up there, and that was the only time that seemingly people use the fax machine. But I don't even know that they use it for that anymore. I think the fax machine is probably a dodo bird type thing. Like, I don't think anybody uses it. But again, could be wrong. I'm sure there's somebody out there right now. I fax every day.
Yeah, I wonder if there's if people still use a typewriter, because it's just the way they do it. We'll get Nate back on. Nate, sorry about that. There was like a beeping going on, but you were talking about 75% of what you hear is truth.
Yeah.
I guess good morning to you, and also how has Indianapolis been so far since you've been there?
No, it's been fantastic, and I don't know. Sorry, whatever happens technically on my end, but no, like it's been great, man. It's been everything I could have expected and anticipated, and yeah, I think this is line season and setting things up for later on in the off season, and so like I was saying, yeah, like it could be anywhere between like 60 to 75% of what you hear is like a fraction of truth, or it's not the total picture that you're going to perhaps see next month, especially when free agency starts. But yeah, I mean, like shrimp cocktail every day. It's been great, man.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Run up that expense account, my man. You deserve it. And, going into this offseason, obviously different than what, the Chiefs are used to, and coming off a Super Bowl appearance, a Super Bowl victory, just being there. We're not used to going 6-11 and picking in the top 10. How's the approach different this offseason for the Chiefs than you've seen in past off seasons?
Well, they understand that. Again, they got to still do plenty of moves to get, more cap space. So we'll see that. I'm going to assume, I'm imagining over the next 2 weeks how they go about things. But I think overall, like, this has to be both a new challenge and it has to reinvigorate you. And I think that's something that we heard from Brett Veach that is going to be interesting to watch from, a fan's perspective, or even for myself. Like, hey, this is not picking at 32. This is not like, hey, we came to this late and we're one of the last teams, to really get an idea of how this draft class is going to go. No, you miss the entire playoffs, and now you got to refocus. The coaching staff is in place, so they have to, have their input on everything. And again, from a free agency standpoint, like, not everyone is going to make it to free agency. So you really have to understand, okay, what are our best options? How are we going to allocate our resources? How much money are we going to clear from a, transaction standpoint in terms of cap space and who might not be on the team in a few weeks? But no, man, this has to be one of the most important, off seasons for Brett Veach and the personnel staff in the Patrick Mahomes era. And at the same time, like, if this doesn't excite you in a way that, is different from like, hey, we just went to the Super Bowl and, it was a long drawn out season, then what we're going to find is just how much can this, I think, scouting department, when it comes to the draft, address the needs that the Chiefs have. And now with a higher draft pick just overall, how much can they execute their plan to have guys that can contribute, earlier than what you would normally see with someone who's picked late in the third round. That's really like a fourth round pick, or like I always like to say, like, hey, it's cool, you have 31. Hey, you got Josh Simmons 32. Those are rare moments where it's like, hey, that player, whoever it is not asked to like perform right away. But when you're picking 9, that guy has to be, and again, if the Chiefs stay at 9, that player has to be someone who can contribute from the get-go, and you can't mess this one up because you're not sure when you're going to have another top 10 selection again if Mahomes comes back healthy from the injury and you are basically restarting hopefully your dynastic run.
Nate, I want to ask you this because I'm convinced after listening to Brett Veach talk that I knew nothing of what I was talking about with the Chiefs offseason plans. I have a feeling that I'm now convinced that they are just going to draft Jeremiah Love.
Man, here's the secret that I don't think is really a secret anymore. That dude is talented. He's incredibly intriguing, and I haven't met a soul here in Indianapolis that's like, I don't really buy into the whole Jordan Love hype or Jeremiah Love hype.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Everybody loves that dude. Like, his dynamic ability, his playmaking, there's a reason, and I even wrote this today on ESPN.com, there's a reason why they say we got to get more explosive in the running game. Well, there's really only one draft prospect who could offer, true elite level of explosiveness out of the backfield, and that's Jeremiah Love. What's hilarious is his teammate might be like the second running back that's selected in the draft, and that may happen in the second or the third round. Man, I don't know. I don't know what to believe, right? I don't know if Ruben Bain's going to be available at 9. I don't know if Jeremiah Love's going to be available at 9. But if he is, ooh, buddy, that would put a real that would be like hitting the turbo button on a franchise who knows that, like, the last time you dedicated legitimate resources to the running back position was Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Could have anybody foreseen, 6 years later, you would be using a top 10 pick on a running back? But it's possible, guys, because every scout, every evaluator just understands that Jeremiah Love unquestionably is one of the best prospects here. It's just the positional value at that high where, man, if you pick him, he's, again, got to deliver, not just in year one, but he's got to deliver in a way that's like Bijan Robinson. And, again, I still am in love with Bijan Robinson's college tape. And no disrespect to Jeremiah Love, but, like, no one should be asked to be Bijan Robinson. But that's what you're going to do if you pick him at 9. And yet everyone's like, look, there's not even that many good quarterbacks. There's not that many good offensive linemen. Like, I mean, there are pass rushers, but, like, will they get to 9? So you might this might be a situation where you're like, hey, do you want to do Carnell Tate? Do you want to do Jeremiah Love? I can't argue because everyone here is like, yeah, man, he's really good.
So, like, if he's there at 9, do you think he will be there at 9? I mean, I saw the Giants may take him at 5 now.
Ooh, I mean, there's going to be, and I think this is where the line season really does come into play.
Yeah.
I would think that Jeremiah Love will be there at 9 more likely than Ruben Bain. Cornell Tate is a monkey wrench in this because his own teammate, Caleb Downs, is arguably an amazing prospect, but he's a safety, right, who just needs a safety in the top 10. That usually does not happen in most drafts. So this is a tricky one, guys, but I think there's a case to be made, again, based on positional value. Who do you prioritize? Again, I still want people to understand that, like, the Chiefs pass rush is probably still, like, priority number 1. But again, if David Bailey's not available, if, Ruben Bain's not there, and Jeremiah Love is, okay, well, did you solve the issue at the running back position in free agency so that you don't feel like you have to take Jeremiah Love? That's where, this will all sort of, be a more clear picture when we get to draft week. But I think there's a good chance that Jeremiah Love may actually be there because I could argue the Giants should pick defense, at number 5. I should argue that, the Washington Commanders, who are ahead of the Chiefs as well, need a pass rusher. If we're all using our brains correct, there's a chance that Jeremiah Love is there more so than some of the other guys we've talked about up to this point.
If you had Caleb Downs, Jeremiah Love, Ruben Bain, and your Brett Veach, who would you take?
If you're going for the safe pick, it's Caleb Downs. I cannot stress enough how good of a player he is. And that was early on in his career, before he moved to he started at Alabama, then he moved to Ohio State, right? So he's a safe pick. I think for your needs, Ruben Bain is versatile enough and has demonstrated over the course of his career that, hey, he can still be an ascending player. So maybe you hit the Venn diagram perfectly of need and player who's able to like contribute alongside Chris Jones and George Karlaftis. And the most I won't say toss up, but like the one that will get the people going the most, whether you agree with it, disagree with it. And if you're looking for, I don't know, topics on the radio to talk about from April to September, it would be Jeremiah Love. So I understand that Caleb Downs is not like a huge need, but man, Steve Spagnuolo has always, preferred having a do-it-all safety. Caleb Downs obviously fits that mold. I still think pass rushers are their most important thing. But hey, if you don't get that, Travis Etienne, if you don't get Kenneth Walker in free agency, there's going to be a reason why Jeremiah Love intrigues you, because it does take pressure off the quarterback. And that was something that Brett Veach said, hey, we've got to lessen the burden on Mahomes, who's coming off the most significant injury of his career. And the easiest way to do that is, hey, man, can you just go get 5 yards? And then, occasionally you'll break a couple tackles or two, or do what you did in college with that, amazing spin move, and all of a sudden we're off to the races. The Chiefs did not have that element to their offense, so they are setting it up in a way that, hey, you might not agree with them because you might not want a running back in the first round, but guys, he is clearly the best running back. There's not a single person here who's like, Jeremiah Love might be high on everybody else's board, but actually I think ... That has not happened. Jeremiah Love, I don't know if he's going to be as consensus as Saquon Barkley or, again, Bijan Robinson, but he is a player who he's going to do amazing. That's starting essentially today before we get to the testing later on this weekend.
Ooh, that's the fun day today, Nate. I was going to ask you what's going on. You get the interview day today. That's the good one. Well, hey, man, stay safe down there and get back in Kansas City soon, and we appreciate the time. I know you're a busy man down in Indianapolis, but we appreciate it, Nate. Yeah, anytime, fellas. And look, I mean, I cannot wait to get back and see how much they've lied to us and, how much money they actually have worth spending. That's great, Nate. Take care, brother.
All right, guys. Thank you.
ESPN's own Nate Taylor, the Chiefs beat writer there. Love the way into that conversation.
And I think the executives like the Brett Veaches of the world, I think they all embrace it too, and they know.
Watch this next episode. Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, coming up next, Bills all-time KU starting 5+ Rasheed Wallace is wrong. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Golden Oak Lending have been awesome for us over the last 11 years. We love working with Golden Oak Lending, and you will as well. But you have to take that first step by taking that free mortgage checkup. And when I say free, it is. It's free and it's risk-free as well. They're never going to ask you for a credit card number. You're not going to have to fill out any paperwork. A free mortgage checkup is just a conversation between you and Golden Oak Lending, where you tell Golden Oak Lending where you are in your financial life and where you ultimately want to go. And then Golden Oak Lending will get together and figure out a plan that's better than the one that you're in. And if they have one, great, you're well on your way. If not, they'll be honest with you up front and say, hey, there's nothing great right now, but in a couple of months, there may be something getting ready to pop. And that's the beauty about being with Golden Oak Lending. They call you when rates start to drop to let you know, hey, now's a great time to refinance. The average cash out customer saves over $1,100 per month, and you get to skip 2 mortgage payments when you refinance with Golden Oak Lending. So call them today and take that free mortgage checkup. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD, and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
This is Kevin Harlan, and if I sound a little tired, it's because it's Ford Truck Month at Rob's Side Ford.
You and me both, Kevin. It's been non-stop.
Well, Rob, remind me again why.
Because Rob's Side Ford is offering brand new F-150s up to $16,000 off, 0% financing for 60 months, and 0 payments for 90 days.
Yes, that'll do it.
And it's not just the F-150s. We've got the best deals of the year on Super Duty, Ranger, and Maverick.
Okay, so let me get this straight, Rob. Massive savings, strong strong financing, no payments for 3 months, and people are showing up?
It's nonstop.
Funny how that works.
Turns out when you've got the inventory, the price, and the experience, people notice.
Especially when you're Kansas City's #1 top-rated Ford dealer on Google. 4.8 stars and over 3,000 reviews.
And Kansas City's top volume F-150 dealer.
No wonder you're tired. It's Ford Truck Month at Rob's Site Ford, 135th and State Line, or robsite.com.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
It's impossible to have a bad day when you start it with Chick-fil-A.
Hi, I'm Miles.
And this is Grant.
And the little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how the fluffy, crispy goodness wakes us up in the morning. The chicken is crispy, the biscuit is soft, it's iconic.
Throw some jelly on it, you can throw some honey on it. It helps me kick off the day.
The hash browns are great. And I really like the shape of them too. Little circles of crispy goodness. Yeah, those early morning chicken biscuits are just great, man.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
At Casey's, when someone asked for a cup of coffee that wouldn't put them in debt, but still had freshly ground beans, rich flavor, and a price that starts with a 9 and ends with a D9 cents, we were too nice to say no. Now get a small coffee, just 99 cents. Limited time only. See store for details.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Grandview Triangle, 470 westbound heavy with an accident reporting. You get on 435 and things move okay. You get out past Holmes and it bogs down towards the state line. And then it slows again on the Kansas side. Off we get on again from about Rowe over towards Antioch with an accident. And then 435 southbound, pretty heavy from Holiday Drive down past Shawnee Mission Parkway with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
I don't know about you guys, but Saturday is loaded with a capital L for college football. Shockingly not. Basketball. This Saturday in the world of sports, KU visits Arizona. I know that I'm hard. Will you watch Saturday, Bob? KU, Arizona? Or you guys got?
I'll be busy, but I'll try to catch a little bit of that. Yeah, got some things going on. So
keep it on the phone.
Yeah,
I'm interested because a lot of people say, well, because there's a good one on tonight at 7 o'clock. Michigan State goes to the Boilermakers. They play Purdue. That's a top 25. That's a top 15 matchup. That's number 13, Tom Izzo and the Spartans visiting the, is it still Painter? Is he still there in Purdue?
Yeah, Matt Painter. Still. I mean, that guy's been there probably Has he been there longer than Bill Self now has
No.
at Kansas?
No.
I mean, Matt Painter's been there a while, though.
Maybe, actually, because I remember Mizzou wanted Matt Painter, and then Matt Painter's like, actually, I'm going to stay in Purdue. So Bill's been in Kansas.
Bill's been since 03, and so let me look it up. 04, he got to Purdue.
Okay.
So
the
the
year
associate
after,
head coach, and then 05 head coach.
That's right. 04 to 05, he was the assistant. 05, he took over. He was at Southern Illinois for a hot minute down there. And then, went back to Purdue.
Some coaching legends tonight in that game with 7 o'clock start as Michigan State goes to Purdue. Yes, I will bet on that, of course. But you look at college basketball, and it's since I can kind of run through it on Saturdays. I don't need to. You can always just Google, and it probably bores you. But Friday night's good. You get Michigan and Illinois. That's the 7 o'clock game on Fox. And then Saturday, you have Virginia-Duke to kick off your day. That's 11 versus 1. We'll see what Cameron Boucher does in that game. And then you have Texas Tech at Iowa State at 3. That'll be a really good game. And then KU Arizona at 3 o'clock as well. Alabama and Max losing Tennessee Volunteers to the Missouri Tigers. That's at 5 o'clock. And then, of course, the late game that night is Arkansas, Florida. So there's other games in there that are good, but those are the marquee matchups. But it was kind of interesting because Bill Self gave his all-time top 5 at KU. And this is always one of those things. It's kind of funny because you can sit there and agree or disagree with like who the top 5 are in his hoops, but it's like, do you really think that, you would disagree with what Bill Self has to say? I'm trying to find the audio for that. I'm sorry. We have it, right?
I thought they were asking Bill his top 5 of his tenure in Lawrence.
All time.
Yeah, it was all time.
We want to get your all-time Kansas starting 5. Go.
Wilt, Manning, Pierce, Embiid, and Josh Jackson.
Interesting. All right. Very quick, very decisive.
Well, 4 of them are givens.
Right.
You got how many?
Manning, Pierce. Yeah, that's true.
And Embiid.
Embiid.
MVP of the league. But
well, it's actually interesting with Embiid though, because he was there with you for 1 year and he wasn't an NBA. He was good, but he wasn't, and he got hurt, right?
He got hurt. But if you're talking about the best guys since I've been here, I think it'd be hard to keep Collins off the team, and then the best collegiate career that we had of any of those guys doesn't get near the notoriety he should was Frank Mason. I mean, Frank Mason was a unanimous National Player of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously, you and I would probably have a different starting 5. Mac, we all would, because there's been so many.
You and I would definitely have one, Northern Illinois.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right. But we would absolutely have different starting 5s about, who should be the 5th. The top 4, he's right. It's Wilt, it's Danny, it's Paul, it's Joel. But also too, I would consider Nick Collison on that list. When we were down in Oklahoma City on Saturday for the concert, he's the only name that's in the rafters down there. I didn't realize that. Nick Collison is the only number. Now it's a new franchise, but his number is retired. He's like a legend down there in Oklahoma City, and he was a phenomenal college basketball player at KU. So was Kirk Heinrich. He could be on that list. Jock Vaughn is another one that, always was one that jumps off, maybe coach in waiting now at KU, however you want to phrase that one. And then he's right about Frank Mason and Sharon Collins. I don't think Frank Mason and Sharon Collins still get enough love for how good they were. I know Sharon does because he was fantastic, but Frank Mason, he went through all the accolades of Frank Mason. You forget how good a basketball player Frank Mason truly was.
Josh Jackson was so good too.
Yeah, it was a surprise pick there.
Surprise
pick by Joel Embiid, to be honest, too. I was a little shocked at that. But
he was hurt. What did Bill just?
He was hurt. Yeah,
he was like, he was
because MVP that was, though in the NBA, and I'm like, okay, that's not what we're talking about.
But
at all.
Now legacies in it, or the pro legacies in it as well. Because I don't know.
But he is one of the great basketball players. In his time at KU, will he be remembered? I think Bill is looking at the 5 best basketball players that have ever played at the University of Kansas.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's the way, because because for all of us, give me your starting 5 of the 5 best of anything. It's all how you perceive the question how you perceive your time, covering, following, whatever, that school, and really your age as well. And that's why I say, Mac, at your age, you would probably have a different starting five than I would. And people older than me would probably have it. Oh, you're forgetting about so-and-so who, Dandy Don the Comet or whatever that played in the 40s. Like, I didn't see that guy, so I don't know if he's one of the greatest of all time. So that factors in, as well. Like Dutch Longboard or something was a guy that played at KU. I'm sure everybody would have him on their top. I don't know who that is. I didn't see the guy play. So it also depends on how old you are, how much you've seen, what teams you've watched, all of that kind of stuff before you put your top five together. And that's why I love those lists, because they're so much fun from a generational standpoint too, of what people remember. And Bill's got a pulse on Kansas basketball. Obviously, he's got a pulse on college basketball. There's a video going around today of his college highlights, which is just fantastic. The behind the back pass that he had against KU. And so, I mean, if there's anybody to ask who your best five are in the history of Kansas basketball, Bill Self's the guy. He's the guy.
Yeah, if I could take out like Wilt, because I don't really, I get it, the legacy's there. I think I could do my five at Kansas. Somebody said Craig Ostertag got snubbed. That's great.
That's funny. But he was a great Kansas basketball player.
I would probably say Wayne Simeon.
And that's a good one, because I didn't even think of Wayne Simeon.
I would, and literally my screen. So if you guys are sitting, I'm not taking anything off, because my screen literally is just Fluff holding a cigarette showing Tiger Woods the wind, which is one of the greatest videos of all time. His caddy literally held up a cigarette, and Tiger Woods looks over to see where the cigarette smoke is blowing, to see where the wind is going. It's one of the greatest videos in golf of all time. But I would say Wayne Simeon, Drew Gooden are two.
Drew's a good one too. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Mario Chalmers.
Okay.
Sharon Collins. And then for my fifth, I'll probably go Nick Collison, because you talk about Dick Vitale, and Dick Vitale used to do this, Mac. I don't know if you know this or not, but Dick Vitale would give standing ovations very rarely.
Very rare.
And one time, Nick Collison, I believe, had 24 and 20.
It was 24. Yeah, it was 20 and 20. I can't remember the exact number.
And he stood up and gave him a standing ovation. And when Dick Vitale did that back in the day, that means something great had happened. And Collison had a 20-20 game in college.
Yeah, it was insane. It was one of the great games. That's why I have Collison on my list as well. But like, if you're just putting the top five people that you love to cover, Jeff Graves would be my number one.
At least on its own.
I love Gravy Train, man. That guy was so much fun to cover and just kind of shoot the breeze with, because back then he was a little bit older and I was a lot younger, and so we were kind of the same age. And I'm watching this kid my age kind of play. Like, I love Jeff Graves. I thought he was like that glue guy, man. I thought very highly.
And he didn't give a piss.
No, he didn't, man. He was my go-to guy after every game in the line. Like, Jeff Graves. I gotta find what Gravy's got to say, because it was always good. I mean, he wasn't a bore. Drew, because I always liked the way that Roy said Drew Gooden's name. Drew, Kirk, Nick. So Drew's a good one as well to put on that list. Like, if I was going to look at like the starting five from like my 4 years at KU and try to compare it to everybody else, it's hard to beat Jared Haas, Jacques Vaughn, Rafe LaFrance, Scott Pollard, Paul Pierce. Like, that's a who's who of Kansas basketball. That's a who's who right there. That was the starting five when I arrived on campus.
Yeah, that's kick-ass.
I mean,
that is kick-ass.
Lord, like, that's what you. And then it just got better from there.
Yeah, just it didn't stop.
Yeah, it never stopped, right? It never did. And it never missed a beat. It got better when Roy left, which nobody thought it would. And, Bill's just been unbelievable at, taking that program. Like, Dayton always uses the term about stewarding the programs and the organizations. We're just stewards of these organizations. Nobody's been a better steward of anything in maybe sports history than what Bill Self has been at the University of Kansas. I mean, that guy has stewarded that program, embraced that program. It's created the program as his. Like, there is nobody, in my opinion, right now, more synonymous with Kansas basketball and the history of Kansas basketball than Bill Self.
It'd be fun to do our non-top five KU players of all time.
Oh, I could. Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, Hunter Dickinson's on there.
Hunter probably would have to be on there.
Rafe LaFrance.
No.
You liked him?
Rafe was a great basketball player.
Rafe was a good basketball
player. Christian Moody.
He's a good basketball player.
Missed some big free throws against Mizzou. Big free throws against Mizzou.
Man, he's a good basketball player, though.
Yeah, I think Dickinson's probably number one for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Big Hunter.
Yeah. Andrew Wiggins would be up there.
Probably. I'm sure Darren Peterson is up there.
Yeah,
if you talk about like people that they didn't like, like you hate that player that's on your team type stuff, Darren Peterson's probably on the list.
This thought just went in my head when it comes to Sharon Collins. What do you think gets more left out of the storyline? Butker making the field goal to go to overtime in the 13-second game, or Sharon Collins saving the ball out of bounds and getting it to Mario Chalmers for the last shot?
Nobody remembers that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is he goes to the sideline and like throws it back in, and then Chalmers hits the shot, but everyone's like, Chalmers hit the shot. But it's like, yeah, the Chiefs won in overtime, and Mahomes and Kelsey and Tyreek had those big plays, but Butker still piped that thing through the uprights. And a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, we didn't go to overtime. We didn't make that field goal. And like now it's like, would that be a thing?
You don't remember how you got there, because Chalmers, too. I mean, people remember that shot. That was just to get you to overtime.
Yeah, and people think that was the win.
Yeah, right? They think that's the winning shot. No, also, like in 1980, we didn't win the gold by beating the Russians. We had to come back the next day and play Finland, Well,
and the overtime in that game was not close.
Yeah.
Like KU, once they hit that shot, the momentum you knew was gone, and then Memphis was just crushed because Derrick Rose couldn't block the shot or get in his face enough.
And then they couldn't hit free throws down the stretch either.
That was the thing.
And that was a huge thing down the stretch of that game.
Calipari held that close to his belt or his chest with everywhere and every team that he took. Kentucky, it was that way with Memphis. It was that way at UNLV, or not UNLV, but yeah, that's where he was at. UMass. And then now he's in Arkansas. So if you want some rage bait, this is Rasheed Wallace on the original Blue Blood of college basketball.
What does the UNC basketball brotherhood mean to you?
The original Blue Blood. Every other team that's blue want to be like us, of course. But, we're the original Blue Blood. It's something special, especially when it was, for my era, that Coach Smith era, something that always gives you great nostalgia every year. Win or lose, it's a great rivalry. It's the best rivalry in collegiate basketball, first of all. Just to play in that uniform every night is like a championship game for that other team. So you're getting challenged. And that made it a great thing for us. I love my time there, my 2 years there. It's awesome, man. I love being down there in Carolina. I love playing for UNC.
And I love the Chiefs, right?
He does.
He did. Did he say that as well? I will respectfully disagree a lot with what Rasheed Wallace has to say. The North Carolina program is a blue blood because of Kansas, because North Carolina needed a coach, and Dean Smith was recommended by them to go to North Carolina. Dean Smith grew up in Kansas, played at KU as a Jayhawk, went to North Carolina, planted his flag there at North Carolina. But the roots of the Carolina program came from Kansas. Bill Guthridge, who took over for Dean Smith after he left and retired, a Kansas guy. He was from Kansas. And so when you look at the North Carolina program, it's funny to me how they claim like they're the original Blue Bloods, but they're not, because the Carolina program started right here in Kansas. I mean, Dean Smith was a teammate of Wilt, for God's sake. And so when those guys played together and then Dean went off to North Carolina, it all comes back to the University of Kansas as being the true home, the true blue blood, if you will, of college basketball, because everything sprouted out from there. And I think North Carolina has done a really good job of creating that they're the bluest of blue bloods and all of that kind of stuff. But really, when it all boils down to it, Kansas was on the map a lot sooner than North Carolina basketball was. And as much as Dean Smith sent Roy to save the Kansas program, Kansas sent Dean to turn that North Carolina program around. And without Dean Smith in Kansas, you're probably not talking about North Carolina being the program that it is.
Can I respectfully disagree with you?
Sure.
Would the original Blue Blood not be UCLA?
No, I don't know. I don't know when like UCLA really got their thing going.
I mean, they won all those titles with Wooden.
Yeah.
Right. The award for best player of the year is the John Wooden Award.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really a run of championships like that until UCLA created that.
Right.
And that's what a blue blood is someone who's at the top and always wins, right? And gets.
But they're not anymore. Like North Carolina and Kansas have sustained.
But that's not that wasn't the question. The question was, who's the original?
Well, North Carolina and Dean Smith was playing at Kansas in the 50s. And
That's
so, John Wooden, where did he go? Indiana or Purdue, I think, right? I think he went to Purdue and then went out to UCLA and made his living there. And
because all those athletes that came out of UCLA and all those championships they won.
It's a lot, yeah.
And I'd say that I'm not talking about longevity. I'm just talking about the original blue blood. I think it would be UCLA because of everything that they created.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, you could have that argument, but like they created it and then ended it. Like they have not been a power or anything for. When was the last time they were kind of relevant? Was it 2008? I mean,
no, they went to a Final Four with the guy that just got mad at the.
The bald guy took
him.
He
took him to a Final
He did.
Four.
Okay, all right.
I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago they went to the Final Four.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that guy.
You're right
Cronin,
about that. Cronin,
he took him to the Final Four.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the dates on that, but I would still lean more towards Kansas because everything that we talk about blue blood wise seemingly goes east. Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky. UCLA is obviously they're in that conversation. But I would think for the younger generation, like UCLA isn't the thing like it was when I was growing up. Like UCLA was, that was a big deal. Oh, UCLA. Now you hear UCLA and USC. It's like, as we were talking to Ben last week, he's like, people in LA don't even pay attention to UCLA anymore. And I went to a UCLA basketball game, I told you a couple of years ago, right before COVID, and the place was 3/4 empty and the guy behind me was sleeping and we got tickets for $10. You don't see that at North Carolina or Kansas.
Not really, but you do see a lot of mind changing when it comes to Darren Peterson, because yesterday we played audio of Bill Simmons saying to DeBanza's it takes just about 24 hours to change.
We just don't see guards like this that are this good and can just get to 25 points without breaking a sweat. This guy's like a Rose Westbrook, kind of like going to the rim, getting into the paint, bouncing off people, combined with the shooting. And the shooting, worst case scenario, this guy's going to be like, he'll be the best fourth guy in a starting five of all, just somebody that you can't leave him open. He'll be fine. And he can defend, but there's the ceiling of this is just so much higher.
He can play as a movement shooter and be a dominant pick and roll guy, which is, that is not common. You mentioned Russell Westbrook. If Russell Westbrook could shoot like Darren Peterson, he would have been like a top 10 all-time player. Like, I'm not even joking. Right now, he is 47% on catch and shoot threes, and he shot a decent amount of them. His mid-range touch is crazy. I noted this because I'd watched a lot of clips of him in a row. His shots go through the middle of the basket. This guy has a beautiful arc on his shot. And he had a couple plays against Steven DeBanza where he was just like, I'm going to make this crazy, crazy contested shot in your face. There's a little Ant Edwards in there. I mean, he's explosive, but very, very skilled.
And that's J. Kyle Mann, by the way, for the Ringer.
On the Bill Simmons podcast. That's Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose comps.
Yesterday he said he's not the number one pick, though.
Well, now maybe he's changed his mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm listening to the pod, or I was listening this morning. They started off, so I haven't heard him get there yet, but I'll hear his reasoning. Yeah, I don't know.
Bill Simmons has messed with all your feels, isn't he?
Yeah, he talks about all three picks, and he basically says any three of these guys could be the number one pick, and there's reasons, and you can make arguments for each of them. And so he does, and he goes into it,
Yeah, but I think that's a fair conversation to have. Like,
Absolutely.
He's not saying he's going to be the number one pick, or he should be, or he said he could be. Absolutely could be, sure. Yeah, you're damn right he could be.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe, may not be. I don't know, but he could be, yeah. And so if there are three guys that you're kind of having that, that bar conversation about, you sit down with your buddies and you're having a beer and you're talking about the freshmen that are in college basketball, which they're getting great TV ratings. 2 million people watched Kansas versus Houston the other night.
It's good.
They had best ratings they've had in 7 years, and a lot has to do with, obviously, the young talent that people are watching. And Darren Peterson is a big reason why it's going to be interesting next year if we don't get a new Darren Peterson, if you will, how college basketball moves forward and keeps this kind of, because I think they do have good momentum right now.
For sure.
But once all these freshmen go, is there going to be that backfill and that kind of excitement that we've had this year and the drama that we've had this year, too? Without the Darren Peterson drama, man, I still think people are still just waiting for March. The Darren Peterson drama has gotten everybody involved in college basketball because everybody's got a take on it.
Of course. I did see Kansas's number one recruit for next year's now pulled back. He's now thinking, is it Kentucky? Is it Kansas? Doesn't know. So now we'll see.
Kentucky or Kansas now.
Kentucky.
Huh?
I'm like,
Yeah, like Mark Pope, it's not looking like a great hire.
Yeah, this is not.
Didn't he just get fired by the SEC for ripping the referees?
Yes.
Did you see how he ripped the referees, too? Didn't rip them at the podium, got off the podium and said to his athletic director, they better not fire me for saying how bad those referees were, because I didn't say that. So, and again, that's why you don't hire one of your own to be your coach, because if it doesn't go well, you got to fire a guy that won a national championship as a player there.
No doubt. First, it was Breece Hall. Now it's this guy who might be out as an option for the Chiefs in free agency as a veteran this offseason. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Chiefs.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
South side, 435 westbound, gets heavy at 103rd, starts crawling around Holmes and stays very slow across the state line with an accident blocking 2 right lanes. Past that, a little sluggish around Antioch with trouble there that's off to both shoulders. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Interesting NFL broadcasting news coming from our Andrew Marchand of the Athletic New York Times. However, we're phrasing it these days. He's their television, sports reporter. Really interesting stuff if you're a nerd like I am about the broadcasting side of sports. But he says this on the Athletic: the NFL TV free agency frenzy is on the horizon. We kind of talked about that with the firing of Tony Dungy, which was well-deserved and needed. But this is what he says about the other broadcasters. He says, quote, if Prime Video moves on from Kirk Herbstreit, it could look at Greg Olsen and J.J. Watt to move into this number one job on Amazon. I ain't keeping the seat warm for Sean McVay or Travis Kelce again. I ain't doing that. So if you're Greg Olsen, you better get that in writing that you're going to be that number one guy, because I think he is. I think Greg Olsen is phenomenal. I think he may be your best color analyst on the market today, right? And so if Herbie decides to move away from Amazon, which I'm different, I liked Kirk Herbstreit on the broadcast, didn't bother me, at all. Fine. He had the college knowledge, but for whatever reason, NFL fans, I didn't realize there was such a crossover really between the two sports. But a lot of NFL fans really just didn't, embrace Kirk Herbstreit. They're not saying that he is out, but they say if they move on from Kirk Herbstreit. But I would love to see Greg Olsen in that Thursday night booth. I think him and Al Michaels could be really good together. And, Greg Olsen would embrace the hell out of that and do an unbelievable job. And that's where his focus would be, too. I mean, Kirk Herbstreit's flying all over the country doing the Saturday stuff. How much focus could he truly have on that NFL game? It's probably not easy to do with all those moving parts. I'm not crying for Kirk Herbstreit, but I think Greg Olsen would be fantastic on that broadcast.
I think Kirk Herbstreit's fine as an NFL analyst, but I think he's excellent as a college analyst.
Yes, agreed. Yes.
I'm also a soft millennial, and I think his travel with his dog is a little too much for the pup.
No, I love that. I love looking at that.
I like this.
Oh, you mean for the dog?
Yeah. I like that the dog's there, but I mean, he's going everywhere with Kirk, and it's like, or Kirk Herbstreit, and I'm just like, there's a lot of travel for a dog on a plane constantly.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just I don't mind. Like, I'm just kind of over the dog. Like, I'm a huge dog guy, but I just don't need it anymore. I'm like, cool, your dog's there. Like, it's not crying anymore. Yeah, it's stale now. Yeah, it all is. Yeah.
What is stale is lies, lies coming from the NFL Combine, because you don't know what to believe until everybody gets back. Like Nate Taylor told us today. He's like, I just can't wait to get back to see all the lies we were told. But it sounds like Mike Evans well, this is coming from his agent. He wants to look at all 32 teams in free agency.
That's right. He's done with Tampa, basically, is what that's telling you. And I think that's the signal right there. Look, I played here for all this time.
Won a bowl.
Won a Super
Even
Bowl.
though some people say he couldn't even sniff a Super Bowl.
Has a Super Bowl, but you're at the end of your career, and you probably want to have an opportunity. I'm in love with Mike Evans. This is going to be always one of those guys where I don't care how old he is. I am always going to be in love with Mike Evans and want him here in Kansas City. And so if he's looking around and he wants to go to a team that has a winning culture and an opportunity to be really, really good, he can be a big part of that here in Kansas City. And now all of a sudden, let's say in the first day of free agency on March 11th, which is a week from Tuesday, guys, or Monday, what say you if Travis Etienne and Mike Evans are both signed by the Kansas City Chiefs? Now you're going into the draft going, holy cow, we can truly do anything we want because we just solved our number 1 and number 2 offensive issues by getting a really good wide receiver and an excellent running back in free agency. And that opens up things for what you're able to do in the draft, because now you really don't have to go into the draft thinking running back at number 9. And maybe, like Nate Taylor said, Jeremiah Love's teammates there at 40, and maybe you're in love with him at 40. And now you can take a running back at 40, get a defensive end, defensive tackle at number 9. And now you've got yourself a nice little setup going into the regular season.
Maybe it's just me, but if you get ETN and Mike Evans in free agency, I don't want to see a pick used on anything but defense.
Yeah, I'll go that far with you too.
I mean, I get it. You go get like you said, you go get a running back later in the draft, but I mean, like then you go get your defensive line help, you go get your secondary help at safety or somewhere around there that maybe somebody had forget. Because what was the stat that we saw the other day? It was like more safeties and
running backs.
Safeties and running backs will go more than quarterbacks in like the first 3 rounds combined. Like
I don't know if it was the first 3 rounds. It was definitely the first round.
It was definitely the first round.
Yeah, the first round.
Because I think there'll be 2 maybe quarterbacks, Ty Simpson and obviously Mendoza.
Yep.
And then the rest will be like running backs and D linemen.
I mean, Cleveland should be the example from last year. You don't need to draft the quarterback to the 5th round.
Boy, look at Field Yates' hair today.
You do not need to draft Ty Simpson above all these other good players. Like, he's a guy. He's not a difference maker. I don't think there is a difference maker at the quarterback position right now.
No, I don't either.
In the draft.
Ty Simpson's interesting because he has like 13 starts or something. So it's like,
is that a lot?
No, it's nothing.
Okay,
he's played nothing.
Yeah,
a season's 12 games. He's got a season in a couple games. So it's like,
that's why I'm asking. Like, is that a lot?
It's nothing. So it's kind of the two-sided. Like, you can either go, oh, well, we haven't seen anything. Oh, well, we haven't seen anything. So what we've seen is so good, and he's already this, and it's the flashes, and oh my gosh, what could he be? The hope, and you know how that goes.
Yeah, hope sells more than reality.
Is that like the Anthony Richardson scare though? Like only
100%.
Yeah, played a few games at Florida, but the ceiling is.
Or the kid at North Dakota who was drafted. Trey Lance.
Well, Trey Lance is the ultimate example.
Yeah, but you didn't see it. So why though? Like, if you're a team picking in the first round, you've got this kid at quarterback that may or may not be good. He's got 13 games, as Max said, under his belt. Why would you take a first-round flyer on somebody like that? Like
desperation.
But who's that desperate right now that would be picking in that era or that area to take him? Because if you're picking in that middle of the first round, unless you're like Minnesota or Pittsburgh, you probably have your guy. But if you're Minnesota or Pittsburgh, Ty Simpson's not the answer for you. You can't go Ty Simpson if you're Pittsburgh or Minnesota at this point in time. So who's picking in the middle to late first round that could potentially need a quarterback? Like, I look at him and I'm like, that guy's there in the 5th round. Best of luck as an undrafted free agent. Like, I feel like if you take him, you could have gotten him elsewhere. You didn't need to draft Ty Simpson. I don't know. That's my
If you're not looking to draft him to start this year, but you're looking at him to cause a disruption in your quarterback room, why wouldn't you take him if you're the 28th pick in the Houston Texans? Do you still trust CJ Stroud to be that guy, or do you want to throw a little competition hook his way and be like, hey, we drafted this guy in the first round. We have the defense. We probably need to get better on offensive line, so I don't think they will take him. I'm just hypothetically speaking here. That would be a reason. Pittsburgh drafts at 21.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know who their quarterback is. We assume maybe it's Aaron Rodgers, but then again, you have a quarterback's coach now, Mike McCarthy, who maybe
Will Howard.
Okay, yeah, that email.
Yeah, a lot of that's going around, right?
Or maybe there's a shot in the dark that Sean McVay's like, I can make it work. And this is Matthew Stafford's last year. The Rams picked 29th, and it's like, you know what? I see something in this kid. I like this kid. We've got Puka Nacua on one side. We've got Kyron Williams in the backfield. We've got a team around him. I got the trust and the strength in my mind to teach a quarterback how to play the game in the NFL.
I don't hate that. Yeah,
I mean, that's just where he would fall in that late first. And
yeah.
those are teams that would make sense to me, at least. And then obviously there's, the 24th pick in the NFL draft first round, which is Cleveland Browns. So why not?
Right. They need a quarterback. I mean, Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders, 2027, please. BBL stinky. Who the hell wants that? Is there, their options at quarterback? I don't know. The quarterback thing with this, I feel like they're telling us Ty Simpson is good because they don't have anybody else to put out there. I mean, even Veach said it yesterday. He goes, there's 25 guys that should be in this draft that are going back to college. And that's kind of been the conversation. Binkley's been talking about that for a while as well. Is like the draft this year is not that. Next year's draft is going to be good because the NIL is kind of now taking. So having the number 9 pick this year kind of stinks, right? Because next year the draft is going to be really, really deep and really, really good, and guys are going to have another year of being able to be seasoned, and more quarterbacks are going to come out. So I think next year is going to be a really good NFL draft. But this year, I don't know, man. The quarterbacks just kind of scare me, both of them. Both Fernando Mendoza and Ty Simpson just both scare me. I'm just like, God. Just because people say you're supposed to draft a quarterback doesn't mean you have to if it's not the guy that you truly are wedded to and believe in,
Field Yates on Get Up right now claiming Fernando Mendoza is the 4th best quarterback prospect since the 2024 quarterback class, which was Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May. He's got them kind of in that category. We were talking to Ben Mauer earlier, and I said, if I could promise you that Fernando Mendoza is Bo Nix for the next 5 years, would you take it in Vegas? Because you can build around him. He's older than most quarterbacks coming out of college. He's mobile. You've got Brock Bowers. You've got Ashton Genty. You got to build an offensive line, but maybe he works in that system as well. And if he's Bo Nix, you're a playoff team. And you may not, you have a chance, right? Once you get in the door, the rest is up to you. Speaking of a chance, there are reports from Jordan Schultz that the Vikings are shopping Javon Hargrave. He is the 2-time Pro Bowl D tackle. He's 33, almost 34. He played, started in 15 games last year and had 3.5 sacks. Would you consider trading for Javon Hargrave to come to the Chiefs?
I would, but then I heard rumors they may cut him. So unless you are you are desperately wedded to him and you gotta have him, then I would offer a 7th round pick. But if the Vikings are going to cut him, as the rumors seem to be, like if they can't work out a trade, they're going to cut him, one of those type of things. And if teams know the guy's going to get cut, why are you going to offer something unless you have to have that guy? But I want to ask you guys this because my memory is old. He'd be the best running mate that Chris Jones has ever had, right? Like right next to him, interior,
yes.
right?
Yeah, Frank Clark was probably his best.
But he was exterior.
Yeah.
But I'm talking like interior defensive lineman. That would by far be the best running mate that Chris Jones has ever had.
Yeah. Like Alan Bailey, that's a name that's coming to mind. Like literally, that's who you're grasping at straws for.
I was thinking about it the other day. Like who have been the running mates with Chris Jones?
Turk Wharton had a good season.
Mike Dana.
Yeah, I guess.
But he was in and out, Like,
Pennell is an in and out guy. Yeah, like Alan Bailey to me is like, I don't know.
Yeah, like who has been the
got to be a name I'm forgetting.
I know there has to be somebody, but like I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, God, if they get Hargrave, that's the best running mate that Chris Jones in name has ever had alongside of him. They've never given Chris Jones, option B to have a guy alongside of him ever.
Well, to be fair, you didn't really need it. I mean, the way he was playing that position for 5 straight years, it was
but maybe he's the same as Mahomes now. You need to get some weapons around him to accentuate what he can do,
Nate Taylor tells us about a weapon that's getting a lot of publicity in the right way in Indianapolis currently at the Combine. Today's interview day, so it should be a big pickup day when it comes to the Combine. We get into what Nate Taylor had to say about could be a future Chief here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Every Hardee's is closed.
Well, that's odd. Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Rex here with Rex Buys KC. I get it. Selling your house can sometimes feel overwhelming or scary, right? I've seen it too many times. A homeowner thought they had a deal, only to have the buyer back out at the last minute. That's not how we do business at Rex Buys KC. I'm local, I know Kansas City, and I make sure every deal actually closes like it's supposed to. No hidden fees, no showings, no last-minute surprises, just a fair cash offer and a process you can count on. We buy homes in any condition and judgment-free. So whether your house needs repairs or you just want a fast, hassle-free sale, we can make it happen. If you want certainty, transparency, and someone local who actually delivers, call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time. 816-330-6000 or rexbuyskc.com.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
Ooh, nice new iPhone 17, Drewski.
Let's do a triangle formation. I'm in front.
With a center stage front camera, everyone fits in the shot.
You got it at T-Mobile.
But switching takes forever.
Not anymore. Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
Focus, people. Nail your pose.
And you get a new iPhone 17 on them.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way, guys. Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. And right now, we'll pay off your old phone up to $800.
I'm grabbing my phone and switching to T-Mobile right now.
Get back, Harvey. We're taking a... let's go again, y'all.
With 24 monthly bill credits, finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830, eligible trade-in, example iPhone 13 and new qualifying line, $60 plus per month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees. For well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. $800 via virtual prepaid card. Card typically takes 15 days after rebate submission. No cash access and card expires in 6 months. Check out in 15 minutes per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Southside 435 westbound, very heavy coming out of the Grandview Triangle and crawls across the state line towards an accident blocking 3 right lanes. Heading up 71 northbound, heavy approaching 63rd with an accident. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Beyond the Pitch KC, a new podcast hosted by Scott Parks and Rob Brenton, telling the stories behind the World Cup in Kansas City. Starts Wednesday, March 4th on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Get to what Nate Taylor told us earlier today in the show. If you missed it, go to the Odyssey app. Find the segment that says Nate Taylor. Click on it. And then listen to the whole show. And then tell a bunch of your friends about the whole show. We'd love that. But hey, Mac, 14 years ago, the most iconic thing in the world might have happened on this day.
Okay.
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. And he got it!
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Get it right.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's go.
Who do you think you are? I am. What?
What is that?
A strike to claim it. A strike to claim it.
Oh, man, that's when
Legend.
bowling became a thing that day. And then, what was that guy's name? Ernie McCracken?
No.
Pete Weber.
Oh, Pete Weber.
No, you're thinking of Roy Munson. By the way, the name's Roy, not Boy. That's Kingpin.
Okay.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah, such a good movie. Not that bad.
Oh my God. Did not think that was what was coming. But yeah, it's man, what a great movie that
Such
is.
a fun movie.
But now, yeah, that's the 14 years ago today. He dropped that epic "Who do you think you are?" I am. And then about 4 years ago, we got this.
Who's the man of the game? I am. You guessed it. Why not? Who knows? I do. Never talk to me about before. This guy is me. That's how I know you know.
The Jets have just made a trade.
Oh,
Aaron Glenn.
Breaking news. Yeah, they did not trade Aaron Glenn. Jermaine Johnson has been traded by the Jets to the Tennessee Titans for defensive tackle Tavondre Sweat. Why did you go,
Lucky, because Tavondre Sweat's freaking awesome.
Okay. Who's our comp to Jermaine Johnson?
I mean, like, we don't have one.
Okay, I was just thinking like. I'm asking like because I was going to say that would you have been willing to give him up for Devondre Sweat? But if we don't have one, then we're out of the. But see, that's where. But that's a good like pull by you to say that because when people go, why aren't we involved in that? Well, we didn't have what the Jets had to give up to get that player, and so when you don't have the assets to give up, you're not part of the conversation.
Yeah, like Karlaftis would be that guy, but he's not as good as Jermaine Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yeah. Interesting, though. Defensive end for defensive tackle. Like, we want an edge rusher, you need interior, let's help each other out. Same position unit, though. Interesting.
Yeah. Every time I think of George Karlaftis in the contract, I just think of...
What have they done to us? What did they do to us?
What has he done in his college or professional career? He's been with the Jets since 2002.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, which
2002?
Yeah, so 2002.
He's been 24 years.
Or 22. I'm sorry, 2022.
I don't want him at all.
Jermaine Johnson.
He's 27 years old. Why are the Jets trading him?
How's he 27 years old if he's been in the league 24 years? greatest prospect you've ever seen. Little baby Jarvis. Okay, I'm done with it.
Yeah, I don't know why they're. Yeah, it is interesting. Devondre Sweat's great. Rookie deal. They don't want to pay Jermaine Johnson, maybe?
Well, they picked up his fifth-year option last year, so he's on the final year of that rookie deal.
Yeah, so they know that he's going to come up and pay.
Yeah,
they're not going to pay him.
So that's why you trade him.
Yeah, Devondre Sweat is in his third. This will be his third season, maybe his second season.
So you're backfilling with a guy. You got extra years of controllability if you're the Jets. Probably the smart move to make if you're the Jets because this guy probably told him, I'm gone.
Yeah, and the Titans have money.
Yeah. And so they can pay him and extend him and get him off that rookie contract.
With Big Jeff over there. Yeah. That's not bad.
No, it's an interesting trade. Like, those are the kind of trades that are fun. It's like, to a certain extent, the D Ford Frank Clark type of trade, right? You get rid of that player and who's still young and still, but obviously lined up off sides, whatever. And then you get Frank Clark, and you got better when you made that move. Let's see if the Jets get better. Maybe Tennessee gets better by making that move, too. I think the Jets just want to rid themselves of everything, which is why you're going to franchise Breece Hall, though, makes no sense for an organization that is trying to rebuild unless they feel like they can franchise him and trade him and get more draft collateral back in return. But I just don't think keeping Breece Hall on your roster on the franchise tag is what you want, because if it goes bad, it's going to go bad real fast for the guy that's on the franchise tag, talking about, I'm not playing anymore. If this team starts out 0-4 or 0-5, what's the incentive for Breece Hall to get out there and play for the Jets when he's going to reach free agency at the end of the season? So I just think that's a bad move by New York.
Nate Taylor, who's down in Indianapolis for the Combine, asked by me, it's going to be Jeremiah Love, isn't it?
Man, here's the secret that I don't think is really a secret anymore. That dude is talented. He's incredibly intriguing, and I haven't met a soul here in Indianapolis that's like, I don't really buy into the whole Jordan Love hype or Jeremiah Love hype.
Yeah.
Nah, man, everybody loves that dude. Like, his dynamic ability, his playmaking, there's a reason, and I even wrote this today on ESPN.com, there's a reason why they say we got to get more explosive in the running game. Well, there's really only one draft prospect who could offer, true elite level of explosiveness out of the backfield, and that's Jeremiah Love.
He would continue with Jeremiah Love.
Look, there's not even that many good quarterbacks. There's not that many good offensive linemen. Like, I mean, there are pass rushers, but like, will they get to 9? So you might this might be a situation where you're like, hey, do you want to do Cornell Tate? Do you want to do Jeremiah Love? I can't argue because everyone here is like, yeah, man, he's really good.
They're taking Jeremiah Love at 9. That's it. You can mark it, you can book it, you can put it in my little section that I put at the top. Dusty Likens says on February 26th that the Kansas City Chiefs will draft Jeremiah Love. I'm just convinced.
Yeah, it's him or Caleb Downs. I agree.
And I think Caleb Downs is going to go early. Yep. I think people just see him as a franchise changer in a weak draft, and they say yes, yes, and yes. And then the Chiefs go, Caleb Downs is gone. Ruben Bain is gone, who I also think will go before 9 because that's what we have seen in a lot of mock drafts. We know that Binkley might think that he's also going to go. I know that there's other names out there, but I think that if you think about the top 5 picks, Caleb Downs is gone. I think Ruben Bain will be gone by at least 9. I think that Mendoza's a pick that's gone, And I think that there's a possibility that Carnell Tate is gone.
Some more information on this trade from Schefter. The trade puts the Jets squarely in position now to take the top defensive end in this draft with the number 2 overall selection, which brings us to the next topic of discussion from Jordan Schultz. Teams have now inquired with the Bears about trading for defensive tackle Gervon Dexter, as the free agent defensive tackle market and draft class are not deep. The 24-year-old started 17 games last year, 13.5 career sacks, 42 quarterback hits. He's entering the final year of his rookie contract. And I look at that one and I ask you guys, is that somebody that you would be in the market of trading for, based on the fact now that Jordan Schultz is saying the trade market is going to heat up for those defensive linemen, defensive tackles, because the free agent and draft class are not deep at that position? So would you trade for this guy Dexter from the Bears, who's got 1 year left on his rookie contract, or would you say, nah, I'll pass on that one and continue to look, at the draft and save my picks for the draft? Because that's an intriguing one right there, but you're going to have to pay him. And are the Chiefs ready to scratch another big-time check? Because if you trade for a guy on the final year of his rookie contract and you don't sign him, well, that's a horse crap trade. So you've got to be prepared to pay that guy as well as trade for him, and you probably have those details worked out ahead of time. You're not going to trade for a guy with 1 year left if you don't have the details of a contract worked out behind the scenes. So there's going to be this is just in the last 5 minutes we're seeing all of this stuff start to develop. And so maybe it is the Chiefs' best interest to look outside the draft and free agency to get better on that defensive line. And look, Brett's going to look at everything, and the Bears is interesting because obviously the connection is there with Ryan Poles. So
yeah, if the draft's working out the way that I think Dusty thinks, a lot of people are seemingly starting to think that those premium guys will be gone because there's not many of them, then yeah, you've got to get yours while you can. So get that D lineman, and then when Jeremiah Love or Caleb Downs falls, you get the quote-unquote best player at the non-premium position because you've taken care of business in free agency as much as you can. I'd be fine with that. He's not an edge rusher, but yeah, emerged as a big guy last year.
Who's playing next to Chris Jones right now, though?
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
Gelati or Norman Lott?
Yeah, rookies.
Norman Lott.
Yeah, a guy coming off a knee injury and a second-year player, right? That's it. That's all we got on that defensive line. So,
when did you draft Gelati?
Last year.
I know, I'm saying pick-wise.
Was he
second round?
So
second
he should
round.
be ready to go in his second year.
He's an edge rusher.
Okay.
He's a hybrid, like he can do a little bit of both, but he's not interior.
But he's next to Chris Jones.
He's on the edge. I mean,
I'm talking like inside.
Yeah, inside next to him. Yeah, hand on the ground. No, that's not going to be him a lot of the time. He's like a Mike Dana. He's a Swiss Army knife. He can do a lot, but no, he's not 330 pounds stuffing an A-gap.
Yeah.
No.
We need that guy still, right? We don't have that guy on the roster. That's what I'm saying. Who's playing next to Chris Jones? And yeah, that's what you play. Never heard of him. I don't, honest to God, I have no idea.
I really don't know who it would be.
Yeah. He's on first.
Exactly. But I mean, we don't know who the wide receivers are. We don't know who the defensive linemen are. And we don't know who the defensive backs are. Like, all of a sudden, you look at this team, you go, damn, they got a lot of holes on this team. And then they really don't, and then they close them all real fast. So,
does Mike Evans have the best situation going into this season? Got a ring. He's got a jacket, right? He's good.
We think.
For sure.
Yeah. Carrington doesn't.
That's
Wait,
fine.
What?
Yeah, he thinks he's washed and not a Hall of Famer.
Who?
Mike Evans.
The guy that played wide receiver for Tampa that has 1,000 yards every year?
It's a big, I will say, Karen's not the only one. It's a big topic. I didn't mean to derail you, Dusty. Sorry.
No, you're good. But he has what he said. He will consider all 32 teams. He said even the Browns and Jets they will consider.
Wow.
So he's just looking for the retirement package.
He's looking for cash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not coming to Kansas City.
Looks like that is the case. Unless it's like Browns are offering him 1 year 10 and we're offering him 1 year 8.
What would you do?
$2 million?
You already got the ring, so you're not ring chasing.
No, I'm going to where the most money is to set myself up for the rest of my life because I've already set myself up legacy-wise in the NFL.
100%.
He set himself up for the rest of his life, too, though, to be
True.
fair.
Yeah.
Like, he's set up either way.
But a little extra cash doesn't hurt.
A little
of
extra
course.
cash does not hurt.
Never.
Yeah,
I agree.
No, I'm with Dusty.
Especially if you know this is the last one and you want to get as much on the dollar that you can. I don't care if I'm in Cleveland or if I'm in wherever, Arizona. Which that would be a place you could think of because, then he just retires. But I mean, he could retire in Tampa too.
Yeah. But I think Arizona's better than Tampa. A lot less
for sure. I would live in Scottsdale right now the rest of my life.
But I with Mike Evans and going for the bag, I've talked to enough former athletes that say you have two goals when you become a player: get paid and get a ring. Once you get one, you chase the other. And so Mike Evans has already got that ring. Chase the cash. And if somebody's going to give you an exorbitant amount of money to go play wide receiver, do it, dude. Do it. You deserve it. He's a Hall of Famer. What's holding him back?
Yeah, he's never the devil's advocate. I think he is, but the argument against him, he's never a top 5 receiver in his day. Like no year was he a top 5 guy, elite guy.
But doesn't consistency count for something? Like he was a stud for basically a decade.
With no matter who was throwing in the ball.
Good point.
Yeah.
And he got Johnny Manziel a Heisman Trophy, which that's a topic we disagree upon, but that's okay. It's a fun disagreement. This is why yesterday I had the Jeremiah Love and the Darren Peterson thing. 2 different texts at the same exact time. Love is exactly what Mahomes needs coming off the ACL injury. 20 seconds later, if Veach drafts Love, it might be his worst draft pick ever. I would lose all faith in Veach. His past drafts have been pathetic.
There you go.
That's the swing on Jeremiah Love. And that's why Nate Taylor's like, man, everything
Siciliano just tweets, Caleb Downs is addressing the media right now. You 75 deep of media talking to this kid. He ain't making it to 9.
Damn it. Yep. There is a right-handed pitcher that is making a name for himself in the Royals organization. There is a right-handed pitcher that might have a dominant shortstop behind him as well in the NL. We'll get into both of those. Plus, the World Baseball Classic is here before you know it. I think a week from today, right? Is that correct?
I think the 6th is when it starts, yeah.
Okay. We'll get into that next year on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is Voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
At quarterback, calling the right play could change the whole game. And when your car breaks down, same idea. Make the right call before the big repair bill hits. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. Plans include 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, and rental car options, all to keep your drive alive. Look, breakdowns happen, but choosing CarShield, that's the easiest call you'll make all day.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Are you looking for a podcast about pro football that doesn't put you to sleep with an avalanche of analytics or insult your fandom with brainless hot takes? Well, hi. I'm Dan Hansis.
And I'm Mark Sessler.
Oh, hi, Mark. And we're the hosts of Heed the Call, the NFL podcast you've been waiting your whole life for.
Heed the Call covers every game, every storyline, everything that matters, and we do it all with a touch of mirth.
Football is fun. Why shouldn't your football podcast be the same?
Follow and listen to Heed the Call NFL podcast wherever you get your podcast.
This is Blake Bannon with Shawnee Mission Ford. Ford has just announced an additional $2,000 in bonus cash that we are passing on to you, our customers. Shawnee Mission Ford is going to combine that with our large discounts and top trade allowances to save you thousands. You can save up to $9,000 off MSRP on 25 Explorers, $7,000 off MSRP on 25 Broncos, $6,000 off MSRP on 25 Bronco Sports, and $5,000 off MSRP on 25 Expeditions and F-150s. Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more in 26.
Today, expect sunny skies with a high of 63.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Staples has hot deals and low prices on everything for your business, like up to $125 off your print order. Ends 4/18. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
My buddy Zach had heard the Pete Weber audio and decided to send a little reminder that I didn't know. Maybe you guys didn't. The guy that he is yelling at, 12-year-old kid.
That is correct. Yeah, I did forget that. Yeah.
Even better. Because the kid was trolling him. And then immediately.
Rage baiting him?
Oh, big time. And then he got that sort of response. Who do you think you are? I am. To a 12-year-old.
Help.
And now Pete Weber is, believe, a semi-drunk in St. Louis that owns a bowling alley.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's in O'Fallon, too. I could be wrong with that, though, but I think that's where it's at.
That tracks.
He screams St. Louis. Bowling, cigarettes.
Yes.
Yelling at children.
100%.
Miserable with their own lives.
Fits right in.
Wishing they were anywhere else but there. Hey, he's perfect, yeah.
Loves Provel. Loves fried ravioli. Will die on the Emo's heel. I do like Emo's,
too.
though.
I
think it's
Emo's.
good. I also love Provel cheese. But, hey, who am I to judge your taste?
Gosh, now I want Emo's.
There's a Canadian radio host by the name of Brian Hayes and is upset with the way that the Americans celebrated the winning of the gold medal. Get bent.
Kiss my ass. Don't boo the national anthem.
The TSN host called the celebration in Miami, quote, a bit over the top, saying an Olympic gold shouldn't be treated like a full-blown Stanley Cup parade, especially with NHL games resuming later this week. Okay. Number one, I'm not sure that guy's ever had a day of fun in his whole life, okay? Number two, I think winning the gold medal and owning the world is the most dominating thing that you can do in sports, and they beat the world. That's better than winning the Stanley Cup. And here's where the guys are really mad because they have games later this week, and they were too busy out celebrating to put the pads on for the Winnipeg Jets or whatever team that you're rooting for up there in Canada. And number four is obvious jealousy that the Canadians didn't win and America beat Canada in this time at its own game when Canada's been trying to say that they're better than the United States. And so that's just not the case. But, I mean, come on, man. You won a gold medal in the Olympics for the first time since 1980? I would have been disappointed if they didn't go out and celebrate this thing.
Yesterday, Annie Rogers tweeted also about the Carlos Aceves stuff, right? So she had a tweet, and it said basically, or maybe this was 2 days ago. This was Tuesday. Carlos Aceves' velocity was way down today in his spring debut, 86 to 89 miles per hour. This is obviously eyebrow-raising and something we monitor, but not new. It's exactly what came up last year. It's typically a slow start for him. Royals really rely on how he says he feels. We talked about that yesterday on the show. And then after the show's over, some videos kind of come out of this young kid for the Royals, a right-hander named Kendry Churio, who threw live BP with his fastball sitting around 96, 97. He's a 17-year-old kid who's blitzed through all the leagues that he has, had to face, which are all like the, early leagues, the DSL, the ACL, and has pitched a playoff game at low A. This is a kid I think you could probably start to watch through the Royal system that sometimes it works out that great, right? Like we saw Adam Wainwright's career kind of come up as a closer, then become a starter. We've seen John Smoltz go starter, closer, starter. We've seen Zach Greinke go from starter to closer to starter. Sometimes it works that way.
Sure.
Maybe this is a guy that you can start kind of when you think, what do I look at with the Royals and what could be something to keep an eye on? Obviously, mine was as soon as they drafted Jack Caglione out of Florida, I'm like, dude, this is a dual athlete. He can pitch, he can hit, he's got power, he's got bat speed, he's got arm strength, all this stuff. I didn't know he was going to do what he did in the minors, and it was fun to watch. This kid could be something like that.
Yeah, and he's getting a lot of buzz around baseball, too. When the Royals signed him, I heard from a lot of people on different teams, like, damn, that's a really good signing by the Royals. That's a sneaky good signing. Like, everybody was really positive about this. And I'm looking at the kid at 17 years old mowing people down, and if you feel he's ready to bring him up at the big league level, then by all means, please bring him up to the big league level. Now, if you don't think he's ready, obviously, then you keep him down, at the minor leagues. But we're in a day and age now where I don't want to use the term rushing guys up to the big leagues, but we're getting guys up to the big leagues faster than ever before because guys are making that jump right from college to the big league level with a hot stay in the minor leagues. There's a lot of incentive now for teams to bring up players younger to get them up to the big league level with draft picks and stuff that didn't exist back in the day. So teams are willing to bring their guys up that are younger sooner. And if this kid is, ready to go and you feel confident with him, if he's hitting mid-90s, why not, right? Like, if you're a pitcher, you either have it or you don't, right? And it seems like, based on what we've seen so far, this kid's on track to having it right now. And I would get him up as soon as you possibly could.
Yeah, kind of gives me, and I know we hate comps, but he kind of gives me that like Jacob Mizorowski sort of comp, which obviously he's a local kid that didn't really develop until like junior college and then kind of went on to, show the rest of his way. And I think that's kind of interesting when you look at, maybe he's not a reliever, but maybe to get his confidence and kind of, get it to where he's feeling it in his plums, you put him in one of those high leverage moments and he thrives from it, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you don't see it very often. We have seen it, obviously, as somebody mentions King Griffey Jr. and Mike Trout. And also we saw it happen with Andrew Jones, who's now in the Hall of Fame. He's a 19-year-old kid playing in the World Series. This kid's 17. I'm not sure his birthday. But I do love that you have at least something like that in your system where you are kind of, I don't want to say like rich, but you're wealthy. I think at pitching right now, if it all goes the way I think it should go, you have two solid veterans. You have a left-hander in your starter and your ace, and Cole Reagans, who's been compared to DeGrom, and that doesn't come from anybody. It comes from like Passan, who's the MLB insider for ESPN. You've got Bubic, who's shown enough, but can he stay healthy? And then you might have found a diamond in the rough out of St. Joe and Noah Cameron. If you can have this kid and you can trust that his process is moving, then what does that do for the Royals when it comes to the trade deadline? Because we know they didn't spend a whole lot of money this offseason, even though they reacquired Lugo and Michael Garcia in the system, and they have a bunch of young talent around, and they restructured Salvador Perez's contract. But, man, could you imagine if this kid is blowing through these leagues now, and then all of a sudden he gets into A, AA, and all of a sudden it's like, well, he's in AAA, he's 18 years old. It's like, okay, well, what do we do? It's like, well, I don't know, but, like, we have a surplus in pitching, and we still need that bat that we haven't acquired. It's mid-July trade deadline or late July.
Maybe he's a trade piece, exactly. But, you mentioned how old he was, too. I don't think we should let age determine whether or not somebody's ready or not to come up to the big league level. Yeah, I just, he's 17. Can he compete? Is he ready to go?
Because Vern's on record, and by the way, Vern's Hot Stove is live tonight at 6 o'clock. He's going to have Bobby Witt Jr. and Carlos Estevez on the show tonight.
Very nice.
Right there. So it's interesting to see that as well, because we're seeing this in baseball. We're seeing, and Verna said this, that now the youth of the baseball athlete is no longer 30 to 34-ish or what it was. Now it's the best time of your career in baseball that we have seen is about 23 to 28. And that's why it was so important when they got Bobby Witt Jr. signed, because he's giving you his best years as a baseball player. Even if it doesn't work out and he opts out in a few years down the road because the Royals aren't showing him enough, which is in his contract. I'm not just spewing false narratives. He can do that. I don't think he will, because I think this team is doing exactly what they said they do when they gave him that contract, that we will continuously be a competitive team with you on this roster and try to get better. They've had 2 winning seasons in back-to-back years, 1 playoff, 1 not. So I think that when you put all of that together and you think about the young stars coming up, right? Like we saw all these young kids come up. We've seen Pete Crow Armstrong surprise people.
Yeah.
We've seen, Chase Burns do that in Cincinnati.
Ellie De La Cruz in Cincinnati.
Another one of those names. And now we're seeing the next wave, which might be this Connor Griffin kid in Pittsburgh. Now, I know of him because obviously Gold and I do the card chasing in his name. Like if you got Pittsburgh, a lot of people are like, well, there's a double-edged sword here. And this is where the conversation takes off. Because when you got, in an auction, the wheel landed on Pittsburgh, you're like, all right, I have a chance at anything Paul Skeens, which is just you keep it no matter what, whether it's autographed or whatever the refractor is.
Yeah.
And then you also had the Connor Griffin prospect. And right now, the value of that card is not only going to go up more, but it started high because the projections were high. And then we saw yesterday 2 home runs from this kid. He's been great in the minor leagues. He might have a shot at playing shortstop opening day for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and a team that is trying to sell on hope and reality that they can do this. If your starting shortstop is Connor Griffin and your starting pitcher is Paul Skeens on opening day and Livy Dunn's in the crowd, you're going to have buzz around your team. And maybe that's kind of what Pittsburgh needs to do to finally get them out of being a bottom feeder, less spending team to be like, we might have something here.
I wonder if Livy Dunn can be and have the same type of effect on the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Pittsburgh Pirates in a small way that like Taylor's had here, where people become fans because of her, right? And they start watching the games. It's hard when you're a pitcher and it's every 5th day. And to do that, football's a lot easier. It's 1 day a week, and baseball, it's a lot more difficult to do that. But to your point, I mean, how cool is that to have a baseball team like that? If you're the Pittsburgh Pirates, finally with an ace on the mound and the number 1 prospect playing right behind him, and one of the most famous people in the world hanging out at your ballpark all the time. Like, that's a really good vibe for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I think it's a really good vibe for baseball. We need to root for this kid to be good in Pittsburgh, and we need to root for Paul Skeens to stay in Pittsburgh, because that ultimately is good for Major League Baseball. Gives cities like us that kind of hope that we want, because we all just assume, and we're probably right assuming it, Paul Skeens is going to jump to the Yankees as quickly as he possibly can. But what if this Connor Griffin kid comes in and this team plays good baseball this year, and they're in the middle of a playoff race, and he's starting to love life a little bit? Maybe he doesn't ask to be traded at this point in time, and you wait a couple of more years. And so I think Pittsburgh has a golden opportunity here to get their fans excited, to get baseball excited. And I really do think a lot of fans, regardless if you're a fan of the Pirates or the Royals, you're a fan of good players. You're a fan of greatness. You're a fan of watching something unique. Connor Griffin at 19 as a starting shortstop in Major League Baseball, I think that's intriguing for everybody, whether you're a baseball fan or a sports fan or not. You're seeing something that we don't normally see or hardly ever see is a kid at 19 years old as the opening day shortstop. I think it would be great for the game.
Yeah, built like it too. I mean, 6'4". I mean, big human being at shortstop. I think Bobby's like 6 foot, to give like a size comparison of like how big this guy is. Because I think Bobby's like 6 foot. I want to say 185. Maybe that's too low on weight. But yeah, Connor Griffin, everything I've ever heard or researched on him, because there were times where I'm like, oh yeah, Paul Skeens, I don't know what's in this auction for Pittsburgh. And then it was like Connor Griffin. So I go to my buddy, not Alex, but I go to another buddy of mine named Matt, who sells cars. He like does it for a living. And I'm like, Connor Griffin. He goes, yeah, you got any? That was the first response. Like, what about him? Wasn't it? Was it like, do you have any? And I'm like, well, I've got like his first Bowman Chrome. I don't have anything special, but a $25 card that I'm just going to hold on to. Because he's like, well, whatever you have, hold or get it graded, and then he should be in the big leagues in the next year, and then his potential could skyrocket.
Yeah.
But again,
that's crazy. But that was the first thing that he said too.
Do you have any?
Do you have any? Yeah, like everybody knows who he is, and they obviously made some moves in the offseason. They got Ryan O'Hearn, a nice bat for them. O'Neal Cruz still in center field. Brian Reynolds out in left field. I mean, it's not a bad lineup. And then they just signed Marcell Ozuna. I mean, they got that big bat that they need at their DH spot. So they've done some nice things. At least Pittsburgh went out this offseason and actually spent some money for the first time ever.
Yeah, and he'll be 20 on April 24th. So not necessarily a teenager.
Right, yeah. Bring him up and be a teenager for a month before the
Happy birthday, kid. You're going to play shortstop behind Paul Skeens on your birthday.
How cool would that be, right? I mean, seriously, how awesome would that be?
Does your girlfriend have any friends?
Yes. Bring them all to the game. Let's see. Where is their where do the Pittsburgh Pirates open this year? Let me see. They open at the Mets.
Even better.
That game is a nationally televised NBC Peacock Major League Baseball Network game.
Of course, Paul Skeens is on the bump.
Paul Skeens is on the bump versus the Mets.
Juan Soto's out there.
And you want to see this kid play, I would imagine, right? You're going to be on national TV. Let's go.
You know what the other thing that's great about Connor Griffin? American. You know who he's going to play for in about 4 years after this one? America. In the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
Because I think that I'm going to pivot to you here in a second, but where you talk about can Livy be a fan of of bringing more fans in.
Right.
Obviously nowhere near the level of Taylor Swift, but very active on social media. And I wonder, because Connor Griffin gets people into sports because of sports cards, like how much sports cards have gotten people into the game, right?
A lot.
And I kind of use sports cards the way I used FIFA, the video game, to get me into soccer, right? I would know who guys were on different club teams when they played on the national team. It's like, oh yeah, he plays for Man City. Like, oh, why do you know that? Because I play the video game.
Right, and I knew as a kid everybody who played for everybody because I was collecting the baseball cards back in the day. It's huge.
So that's what the cards have done for me, where I'm like, oh, yeah, they have a prospect in their system. Like, yeah, they think they're going to call
I'll tell you, I've heard from scouts, they use the baseball cards to help them at the big league level.
And I think that the World Baseball Classic could do that for fans of baseball and maybe to save baseball from going to a lockout, because I think there will be a surplus of people watching this World Baseball Classic, because it's not like two teams are dominant.
Right.
There's about 4 to 5 that could win this whole thing. And they're the ones that you would think of, like the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, the USA, and Japan.
Yeah.
Those are probably your 5 top teams that you would think. But, like, I think not only does baseball cards and the chase of that being more popular, I mean, heck, this past weekend there were like 5 superstars at different sports card stores ripping packs with people. It was like Cooper Flagg. I think Cody Rhodes was one in WWE. There was a few other athletes that just, like, Mike Trout was one, just showed up in the lines, dude. It was like it was like going to Seventh Heaven back in the day in Blue Springs, get a concert ticket. You had to wait, get a ticket, then go back in line and get in your numbered line. So I think that helps.
Did you cheat and fix that lottery for the tickets? Did you have any KU people running that one?
The only way I cheated is I found my buddy's dad in the line, and I went and stood next to him.
The stop and chat.
And he did the, come here, son. Yeah. And I was like, oh, hey, what's up, Doug? And we both got like the 58th and 59th ticket. So that when they went and did the thing, starter one, that was the Garth when he came to the Sprint Center.
Ah, okay.
But I think the World Baseball Classic will help massively to get people kind of in that push because, I mean, I don't think everybody is, but I bet there were a few more eyeballs on hockey last night than maybe there would have been if they didn't win gold.
Oh, I would imagine so. I mean, that arena in Jersey was packed. I mean, it was insane to see the crowd turn out for all of that. And I was thinking about it as I was watching the thing take place last night. I'm like, man, this is something that Major League Baseball really needs to get a better feel on with the World Baseball Classic. And I think right now, after listening to the announcer for the Devils open the game last night and say it's been 19 days between games. And I'm like, wow, it's been that long. It's been about 3 weeks. I mean, I'm obviously not a diehard hockey fan like I am baseball or football, so it wasn't like I missed the day-to-day activity of it. But it got me to thinking a little bit because immediately after I watched the Devils kind of intro and the start of the game, I was looking on X and I see Ken Rosenthal, the biggest ball washer for Major League Baseball, already spewing excuses of why guys can't pitch in the WBC and how hard it is for the managers to manage the pitching in the WBC. And as we know, baseball is such this game of routine. Anything that stops down the routine is verboten in the game. And so I was thinking with the way that the Olympics happened with the NHL, why don't we do that with baseball? Why don't we make the World Baseball Classic in the middle of the summer when you have the dog days of the baseball season? Now, I know the Olympics fell when they did, so hockey was able to do that, but they can schedule the World Baseball Classic whenever they want. And I think at this time of the year, it's like we're trying to force this in before the regular season gets started, almost as an afterthought, where the NHL kind of looked at it finally the right way as the Olympics as a big marketing moment for their team. And during the summer, people always say, God, when's football going to get here? And it's the dog days of baseball. There's a lot of meaningless baseball being played at that point in time. What if you just stopped the season for 19 days in the middle of the summer when baseball's in those dog days and did that World Baseball Classic then? I think it rejuvenates a lot of interest and maybe gets you really interested in the second half of that Major League Baseball season. I like the way hockey did this. I thought it was pretty good, and nobody seemingly missed a beat except the people in Canada who are bitching and moaning that America won gold. Another headline from up there in Canada today that'll surprise you from the Toronto Star, or whatever their newspaper is up there. Austin Matthews made his choice, seemingly putting the party and the president ahead of the playoffs. This is the angle that Canada's taking now. All of the people that are on their teams that celebrated because they were Americans that won the gold are now bad. That's two now from Canada complaining about the way that the Americans celebrated this. But I think it would be cool if baseball did that. Kind of rejuvenate baseball at a time of year when it needs rejuvenating, You know
what I'm drinking this morning? Canadian Tears.
Oh, very nice. I
That's
like
right.
that, yes.
Can you tap in with your sources up in New York about this story that's developing about Giancarlo Stanton?
What is that? He's going to play left field, or do we have more on that?
I don't know if he's going to play again.
Oh.
This is a quote from Giancarlo Stanton. You tell me level of 1 to 10 on worrisome. I can't open a bottle. I can't open a bag of chips, a bag of anything. That's the way it is.
Wow.
I mean, you can't open a bag of chips because your elbows are that shot? Like, do we see the rest of Giancarlo Stanton?
I don't know. Yesterday, I tried to tip over a bucket of bowl of pasta, and I've hurt my elbow. And it was like, I had to change, stick the box of pasta under my shoulder and dump it in.
You might have tennis elbow.
I think I do, yeah.
I have it.
Yeah.
Right here. I noticed it.
Yeah, right here. It hurt. Yeah.
100% you do.
So could you imagine what this little thing is bothering us? Could you imagine what somebody like Giancarlo Stanton's going through?
This. I mean, this.
I don't think we realize how.
You can't do the little blue or red. Pick a number.
Yeah, remember that thing? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You are not going to find the love of your life ever. Yeah. Okay, let's burn that thing up. Pick a number. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, pick a color. Blue. BLUE. All right, and it's pick a number 5, Flap. Okay,
Yeah.
you are a horrible person.
That's right.
Who wrote this?
Yeah, those were fun as kids. But, man, I didn't see that about Giancarlo Stanton. That sucks about him.
Yeah, can't open a bottle and can't open a bag of chips, a bag of anything. That's how much it hurts. God. And we are about a month away.
About a month. No, a month from today. I think the 26th is technically opening day. Or they probably play somewhere.
New York's got to move on from him.
I think so, yeah. It's time. But, man.
Somebody says, if you're from Johnson County, it's called pickleball elbow.
Yeah. Well played.
See, I noticed that when I started playing golf, like in the winter this year, because it's been such a weird winter that you can go out there and play.
Sure.
And I've noticed, like, when I get home and I grip the steering wheel, I'm like, what is that? My sister's a massage therapist. I'm like, hey, I've got this pain right here. Sending her like a Snapchat of like my elbow. And she goes, you have tennis elbow. She goes, do you want to know what it is? And it talks about like the ligament, like is pinched or something like that. So the pain.
How do you relieve it?
It takes like 5 years. If you look up tennis elbow, it can be fixed, but it's like you have to like, massage. You know those little hand things that you could squeeze those? Mine's not as severe, and it's been going on for about a year now, but it's weird. It'll just flare up.
Because Jen has the same thing. I'm like, how did you, and you're going to laugh at this. I said, well, how do you get it? She goes, I have to stand out in traffic all day holding the stop sign at the school. I'm like,
have you seen those videos of that guy that sits on the side of the road with the speedometer? And he's like in like a school zone, and people that go like 55, he'll throw like leftover food their windshield.
Oh, that's me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely me. You speed in a school zone or pass a school bus. These people that pass school buses now, screw you.
It's funny. Somebody says, you're all acting like Canada disrespected us for no reason. Well, I mean, your opinion.
They're all taking shots at our athletes because they're not focused on trying to win a Stanley Cup, which Canada hasn't won since the early 90s.
Yeah. And they boo the national anthem. I don't care if you hate a country or not. I'd never just boo a national anthem.
Right, exactly.
Like, somebody says, yeah, it just definitely comes and goes like arthritis.
Okay.
So, I mean, but that is crazy. Pasta.
Yeah.
Bag of chips. But it's like, when you watch the news and they're like, it could be one of those days where you have headaches and joint pain because of the weather.
Oh, yeah.
That also could play.
That also plays
into it. 64 yesterday and sunny.
Beautiful.
Hello,
America.
Find me a patio. There is an iconic duo coming to Kansas City to perform at Morton Salt. I ask a question. Is there a musical artist that you will have to see because time is running up on said artist? We discuss next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas.
Pickup truck wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
The second I see that Chick-fil-A text in the group chat, I'm throwing my shoes on and running out the door. Hey, I'm Layla.
And I'm Kaylin.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how it feels like an easygoing morning.
The chicken adds the most flavor. It's juicy and seasoned.
The biscuit is just very light and airy and fluffy, just like a cloud.
I also love to put jelly on mine so it's sweet and savory.
It's a good start to the day.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free? Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free? Really?
Really. free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
The second I see that Chick-fil-A text in the group chat, I'm throwing my shoes on and running out the door. Hey, I'm Layla.
And I'm Kaylin.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how it feels like an easygoing morning.
The chicken adds the most flavor. It's juicy and seasoned.
The biscuit is just very light and airy and fluffy, just like a cloud.
I also love to put jelly on mine so it's sweet and savory.
It's a good start to the day.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Back at it, final segment here. Don't forget, Gold's in Canada right now.
I hope he's keeping the Canadians at bay this morning.
Yeah, he seems like a guy that would do that.
Well, he wanted to wear his his U.S. jersey, but that didn't come in time because I guess he ordered it at Fanatics. Shockingly, it didn't show up. So he couldn't wear that. I offered him my my Revolutionary War hoodie to wear, and I told him to come over and get that, but he didn't want that. But I guess, I mean, I keep reading it this morning. These Canadians are pissed at their own players, not like pissed. They are pissed, and maybe they're doing it for the clicks, but they're mad that the guys that played on Team USA are not focused enough now on the NHL to get them that Stanley Cup. That is the ultimate. That's the caveman approach right there. That's the get in your playbook guy. Good Lord.
Oh, yeah. So it was announced last week, an iconic country duo band's coming to Morton Salt. That duo is Brooks and Dunn. One of my favorites. I think I have to see them, because the two most respected women in my life who are no longer here are my mother and my grandmother. And my grandmother's favorite band was Brooks and Dunn. Her favorite song of all time was Neon Moon.
It's a great song. Great karaoke song.
It's a fantastic song. It is a top 5 country song, and it's not 4, 5, or 3, in my opinion, of all time.
Wow.
I think I've got to go. I don't think I know I've got to go.
You should go.
Because we had the discussion yesterday on my buddy's patio. We were talking about Dave Matthews Band, and lawn seats are like $185. And there's like a couple rows in front of the lawn that are still open, and they are $265.
Jeez.
And I told them yesterday I'd only had a few Surfsides because I got to work today. It's a school night. And I said,
that's a lot.
I'll pay it. Because I don't know how much longer Dave Matthews tours and how much longer he's still enjoyable. You just figured this out when you went and saw Rascal Flatts. It's probably the last time you'll see them, because it's not the same. You don't want to. It's like seeing somebody in your family get, wither away.
Yeah,
I don't remember Grandpa.
Yeah,
like that.
no, that's
right.
Yeah,
and I think that there are few bands that do this for individuals that love music, and that is, you should see them before you can't. Because I will go the rest of my life regretting never seeing Tom Petty live.
Sinatra for me.
That's fair. That's big.
My parents were on the way to go see Frank Sinatra, and as they were driving to the Meadowlands, they had one of those electric boards. Concert canceled tonight. That's the closest they got to seeing Sinatra.
Damn.
And my dad, you want to talk about being pissed at Frank Sinatra? He was mad at that son of a gun until I went to college, and my roommate used to pretend he was Frank Sinatra and sing the songs. And then my dad started to like Frank Sinatra again. It went like 20 years where he absolutely hated Frank Sinatra for that.
So I ask you guys, and maybe the listeners, is there a musical artist or a band or of that? Because I never got to see Prince, never got to see Tom Petty, never got to really see the full Fleetwood Mac. Obviously, Christine McVie is no longer here, and I don't think there's 2 members, right? Dead, I think. Never got to see John Mayer and Dead & Co. because we just lost, obviously,
Bob Weir.
Yeah, we just lost Bob, so I won't get to see that. But I know there's like a band you guys love. Like, Mac, I know you and I, if Angels and Airwaves ever comes to town, we'll be the first ones in line to go see that.
100%.
Never seen them. Love that band. Don't know if they'll ever tour again. I would assume
Hope so.
But I think Blink's going to come back one more time.
That's when if they don't come to KC and they're touring, I will go travel and take off work and go where they are going.
Yeah, you have to do that. I highly suggest that. Like, going to see a band in a cool venue is something that we've talked about last week that I like to do.
And I'm excited to see Morton Salt.
I am too. They're getting everything, man. Is Sandstone even open anymore?
So I have a theory about Sandstone too, or Ariza, or whatever it's called. You know what they should do is they should play like indie and not big names, because all the big names are going to Morton. Dave Matthews, Brooks and Dunn, Chris Stapleton. All these big names are going to this venue, which they should. But why not lean into the other side of it? Like, well, we can, sell like, like Alt J goes there, or Arctic Monkeys go there, Glass Animals, big bands, but not like headliners like that. So I don't know. I mean, it's will always be Sandstone to me, obviously, but like I'm excited, and I think I do have to go see at least Brooks and Dunn and Dave Matthews.
Yeah, that was me for Guns N' Roses. I got to go, and so I've done that 3 times now. I think I wish I would have seen Jimmy Buffett more.
Mm-hmm.
That's my kind of big regret. I wish I would have seen Jimmy Buffett more than I did.
Regret never seeing Jimmy Buffett live.
Yeah, I've seen him 2-3 times. I wish I would have seen him more. I really do. Like when he died, my daughter looked at me. She goes, "Dad, what I really regret is I never got to see him live," and that like crushed me. Right? Like, she never got to see Jimmy Buffett live, and I'm like, damn. I wish I would have seen him more. I wish I would have gone to more concerts.
Mm-hmm. Somebody says Dave Matthews Band is a lot like Fish and the Grateful Dead and Widespread Panic.
Yeah, that's a good comp. Yeah.
They'll be around a bit longer, but never miss a chance when a guitar virtuoso is in your hometown. Yeah, and I've never seen them. And the last time they were here was, I believe, 2017, and before that was a long time before that. And they're a band that, like, at first I didn't respect at a young age, because I was in like my punk rock era and I didn't really care about satellites and all that sort of stuff.
Right. This is called Neon Moon.
Yeah.
By Brooks and Dunn on 96.5 The Fan. I did a little country DJing for a while. Like for 2 seconds when the guy was in the bathroom.
It's a very depressing song, but I mean, everything.
I remember being in Texas. Everybody would karaoke this, and it was fantastic. And they were like, these guys were good though. This wasn't like us. Like, there were some really good karaoke singers down in Texas. What else do they got to do besides eat cows and go Longhorns and sing? So yeah, but Brooks and Dunn was like, it was the first song. Like, when you go and cover a sporting event, or if you're a season ticket holder, what all the entertainment is during the game. The first inning they're going to do this and all this kind of stuff. Spurs games, they always would play Brooks and Dunn. Out in the country past the city limit sign, there's a honky-tonk past the county line. And whatever the rat was that, was in a costume for the San Antonio Spurs would dance with the guitar and all that kind of stuff. So I always have that kind of memory every time I hear Brooks and Dunn. I'm always thinking about the Spurs games that I got to go to in my first job when I was younger.
How about this impeccable timing from the 620? I saw Soundgarden at Starlight 4 days before Chris Cornell died.
Oh, wow.
Says, I would have never forgot myself if I'd missed it. Yeah. Rest in peace, Cornell.
Man.
Like, I'll see Pearl Jam when they come.
Yeah.
I've never seen Pearl Jam. I love Eddie Vedder, and I will go rock out to that, because they have a new album out, and they got a tour, I would assume.
No, they are.
Okay.
I looked.
They're definitely going to Chicago.
Well, they're in Chicago, and it's like, I'm already doing something that weekend. I'm like, God, I wish it was.
See it.
Yeah. I forget what the weekend it was, but I'm like, no.
Jay Binkley just came in here.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Hey, Neon Moon, it's a play on words. It's actually not, it's not a moon, it's a planet, and it's not neon.
It's bigger than that.
Oh, Lord.
Ruben Bain just got his measurements.
Oh, God.
Who cares?
I do, actually.
Save that for 10 o'clock.
I want to know what Binkley had to say about it.
I feel bad for Cody today.
We'll tease Cody and Gold. Bink will be on measurements. We won't talk about him, but just get ready. Find out if his arms are short or long.
Is it a good or a bad measurement?
It's a bad measurement.
Oh, no.
Men's wieners.
We know what their lead is today.
Binkley did T-Rex arms to me.
Did he? So Ruben Bain is not good?
He did that.
Do you want me to give you another one that I just saw?
Oh, okay.
This comes from Awful Announcing from Dan Orlovsky.
Do they have good announcing? Has somebody ever decided to do a parody? Amazing announcing.
Ty Simpson's tape from Alabama through the first 8 games of the season is significantly more impressive than Fernando Mendoza's.
Whoa, there we go.
So there's your wild card. I don't know if he's right or wrong. That's his opinion, right? So.
Somebody says, please don't jump my ass because of inflation and time passing. But I went to Pink Floyd in 1994 for $37. Oh. This was after waiting 3 hours at Hy-Vee for tickets.
That's awesome.
There was a ticket.
Yeah,
there was a ticket
so
that
cool.
showed up yesterday on X, formerly Twitter, and it was like from the early 90s, and it was like a $19 ticket. I forget who the headliner was, but it said featuring special guest Nirvana and Pearl Jam. They were the special guests on the $19 ticket. Damn it, who was that yesterday? I forget who the headliner was. Ruben Bain's measurements, 30 7/8 inch arms.
He didn't get 31.
And 77.5 inch wingspan.
He did the Binkley fingers with the T-Rex arms. I'm dead.
Did Binkley say that, though? He didn't get the 31?
Didn't get 31.
Is 31 the magic number?
That's like short. 31's apparently short.
We went from Brooks and Dunn to Nirvana.
You know, it was said on the text line. Bob said it. I said, you know what? This is more my speed.
Yeah, my buddy Travis. Biggest concert I regret was missing the Soundgarden concert in Kansas City, thinking I'll catch him next time. Yeah, dude.
You never catch anybody next time.
Dude, Cornell, man. I wish I could have seen Temple of the Dog. I'm going hungry. I'm going hungry. Great song. Great collab. Man, that song bangs, dude. Somebody says, Dusty, you gave my daughter a shout out on the radio.
Oh, here it is. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay.
Performed where? What was it?
The Salem Armory.
Wow.
The Sailor Armory. $19 and 50 cents, 1992 with special guests Nirvana and Pearl Jam.
Damn.
$19 to see that. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Nirvana, and Pearl Jam.
Smash.
Heart would be on my list.
Yeah. Great band.
Great band.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying. I didn't even think about that. Okay. My favorite female vocalist is Ann Wilson, so that'd be mine. And dude, I've seen videos of her recently. She's still got pipes, man. Nancy's still ripping it on guitar. It's awesome.
I love when people send you a goodbye text.
All right, see you, man.
No sports talk about, goodbye. I guess you missed the last 3 hours and 45 minutes.
If you're not talking about what I need you to be talking about at my time, screw you.
They sing goodbye.
All right. Well, we're not going to miss you.
Don't worry, you've got arm length content coming up in 6 minutes.
I mean, honest to God.
That's great.
Unbelievable, Mac. Well done by you.
Take the day, Mac.
Yeah, seriously.
Thanks.
You don't like this? Fine. We're going to talk about arm length. Damn right we are.
Yeah, screw talking about Rock and Roll Hall of Famers and
Could you imagine
Country
that
Hall
guy?
of Famers.
Imagine that guy's when he gets home. Hey, honey, how was your day? You know what, honey? I found out today that Ruben Bay.
Yeah.
What else did you learn? Well, I guess Brooks and Dunn's coming out. Wait, they are?
They are?
Where'd you hear
Let's
that?
get tickets.
On this stupid sports station they talked about country artists. Well, I'm interested. Tell me more about Brooks and Dunn. I didn't know I thought they already did a farewell tour. Like, well, now you know about that concert, and now you're probably going to have a better night with your lady because you got information. Also, if you don't like this segment, that's why we have it all on the podcast.
On the
you can go back
podcast.
and listen to how we talked about Bill Simmons and how we talked about AJ DeBanza versus Darren Peterson or a Royals prospect pitcher. Guess you missed it all.
Yep.
785 says Mumford & Sons.
You're going to go see them, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm excited at Morton. They're in my.
I'm telling you, Morton's getting everything now.
Of course they are.
They're in like my top 3 of bands that I haven't seen live that I want to see. So
that guy that says, I guess it's slow sports day reminds me of this guy.
Hello, Dad. I got good news and I got bad news. Good news is Mom's still alive. Bad news is she's sleeping with my boss, Raj, king of the slams.
That's right. Coming up next, it is Binkley and Cody and Drew. So go do something nice for somebody today, like send them a goodbye text or a hi text, and say, you know what, be you and be true, because you never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Stay kind, stay groovy. And I need your guys' homework tomorrow. I need every measurement that Jay Binkley gives out on the show today. Every single measurement. Be great, be awesome, be you. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Actually, Mac and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bob, enjoy your weekend.